We merry band of thieves and ever vigilant vigilantes sequestered underneath the bourgeoisie. In the shadow of the wall where they still tell tales of a gilded age before the world was blighted by the fading and the forest pushed us all inside. We welcome you to Born to Die.
Welcome to Born to Die. I'm your host and GM Thomas for this game using a somewhat simplified and hacked version of the Blades in the Dark system. And I'm joined by my co-host Reed.
Hello, I'm Reed and I'm your also GM.
If all of our players can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Natane. I play Finraya Edslee. She is very cool.
True.
This is correct. This is Carissa Fitzgerald, and I'm playing Ilara Phelan. She's also pretty chill. Chill? Maybe not cool yet.
Cool and chill.
Cool and chill?
Icy guys.
Icy
girls.
I'm Drew, and I'm playing Cove.
And are you cool? Not cool?
Not quite cool. Just very earnest, I think.
I'm Greta, and I'm playing Bertie, the child detective.
How cool is Bertie, the child detective?
But how old are we now?
Well,
Am I a child anymore?
He thinks he's cool.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a child.
We're in our 20s, but you're still a child detective.
Bertie's still got the hat.
Actually,
Ex-child detective.
former child detective. Adult child detective.
Okay,
I'm
now that Ryan's finished introducing my character.
I am Ryan, and I play Starless Thrain, who is decidedly not cool, but very precise.
I think Starless is pretty cool.
Oh, that's nice of you to
Yeah.
say.
Wait, I want to run back
Like all
through
the
them.
bands?
Cool, chill, earnest, child, and precise.
Yeah, all the adjectives.
Yeah.
That's a
Child detective.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for that brief introduction. Now let's get a quick recap of what happened last time, although probably not actually very quick because heck, a lot did happen.
Last time, our intrepid tweens grew up into intrepid, angsty, and variously troubled young adults, and we popped around for little vignettes amid their 10 years of civic service and re-education that pushed them towards the wrong side of the law.
Lara, eavesdropping on a couple of film snobs as she was cleaning the theatre of the Gossamer Vale, found out that her father, a hardworking man who was doing things the right way, had been arrested for treating protesters who were injured in an organized labor event that was violently quashed by Corp security. She saw his misfortune as sort of cementing the futility of trying to work within the system, and she began to further follow the ways of her vagrant friend Prindo Aplindo.
Finn's mentor, Coach Rico, revealed upon his deathbed the full story of both of her dad's demise. They perished after trying to save innocent people from a train derailment they had caused for mysterious reasons, despite apparently being upstanding, nonviolent citizens who often volunteered in their community. Coach Rico also told Finn that he'd left her bat in the care of Duck down at the nosebag, and there was another message for her hidden within. In Finn's ensuing grief and lack of structure and birchball, she took a, to put it mildly, rebellious, violent, and cigarette-filled turn. In the wake of some of her more destructive outbursts, Mother Maybe swooped in to spare her from a more onerous imprisonment, persuading Finn into working on the very railroad her dad's died upon, as Mother Maybe herself professed a feeling of responsibility for Finn's well-being.
Bertie, whose full name we learned to be Roberto Esquire Thumblesticks, aka Waros, laboriously tunneled his way out of the party's mild security halfway house style prison within the back building of the cathedral of the Church of the Gossamer Vale to go check in on Barbara Inkwell, only to find that the print shop of the Unblinking Eye, her publication, had been smashed up by presumably Glimmer Corp security in the wake of Inkwell's expose titled Waterfall Water Quality Falls Rapidly, which detailed the rising pollution of the lower Sunpool. Bertie rushed to Inkwell's home, where she apparently lives with her aunt, who is in fact the same age, only to find that Inkwell was beaten and bruised, a living example of the dangers of open criticism of Glimmer Falls wealthy and powerful.
Cove spent his early years of confinement working in a clothing sweatshop by day and distilling moonshine by night, having struck a deal with the Gossamer Vale's orderlies to look the other way in exchange for a cut of his production. One night, Starless, drunk on Cove's moonshine, called the orderlies fascist pigs and received a beatdown and a smashing of inventions in reply. Cove then spiked his next moonshine batch with Hellite, giving the orderlies a horrible case of the runs and earning himself a permanent place in solitary confinement. His cell turned out to be an interesting puzzle, and he became a master of escaping into the night to go cat burgling through wealthy homes in the city.
Starless, after being a repeated bully magnet in their facility early on, took his revenge too far one day, severely injuring another delinquent youth. In the aftermath, Starless was given a choice by journeyman Glimmer Corp engineer Marcus Dupree. Starless had to either put his talents to use in Glimmer Corp's labs and reap the benefits, or face the consequences for his violent revenge. Starless chose to work at Glimmer Corp, and over time was given substantially more personal freedom than his friends. He ended up on a special research team that was developing a Glimmer-based internal combustion engine that would yield massive efficiency gains over the current steam-powered technology. He excitedly discussed the project and its progress with his grandfather Thanik, who had apparently already done some thinking on the subject during a, quote-unquote, particularly productive 3-month research binge. The next time Starless went to visit Thanik had disappeared without a trace, as 2 fancy boys came to take him, presumably to the Down Under, the underground maximum security prison within the mountain. Starless, fearing for his own safety, tapped Alara and Bertie to help investigate the lab, and found out that it wasn't corp security that had taken Thanik, as his kidnappers were elves in boots much too nice for any corp security to afford. The group ended up faking Starless' death in a scene that implied that Starless had been cooking spark, and that a mistake in the process had caused an explosion. Starless sacrificed his Iron Slonky t-shirt to make the illusion as convincing as possible, despite their dummy corpse being large and female. Unfortunately, that was all Bertie's best friend Myrtle the Mortician had in stock at the morgue at the time. Starless went to hide out with Prindo Aplindo, and the others returned to their facility at the Catheater with just 5 weeks left on their sentence.
The following morning, 2 sharp-dressed elves came to the 4 members of the party besides Starless with a choice. Either tell them where Starless is or face another 10 years in a real adult prison. The party variously mocked, lied to, and possibly hit on their interrogators.
Thus to it.
Thus opting for another more miserable prison stint. Alara sent word of this development to Starless via pigeon, and the crew was loaded into the most meanly secure iron paddy wagon anyone could ever come up with. You did this to yourselves.
We did.
En route, Finn broke out of her handcuffs, Alara tripped the lock on the wagon's back door, and Starless set up explosives beneath the bridge to try and halt the wagon's progress. The explosives were mistimed, and Starless had to scramble to defuse his own bomb to avoid blowing up the wagon and his friends within. He looked on helplessly as the wagon began to fade into the distance, but his friends suddenly burst out of the back in full view of the guards atop it, and our party dove into the waterfall beneath the bridge to make their daring escape. And we
falling down a waterfall.
And we pick up right there.
How do you think each of your characters responds to hitting what is pretty cold water?
I think I let loose a very shrill shriek. It's so cold! It's so cold! It's so cold! Oh my god!
Can you all swim?
That's a
Yes.
question.
Let's stop screwing with ourselves. Yeah.
Okay.
We live in Glimmer Falls.
Wait. How did you learn to swim then?
I believe that we were all made to do it in primary school. We had to do laps.
Uh-huh.
And they were teased horribly if we couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
maybe we're reliving a bit of that right now.
I was teased horribly for the outfit I swam in. So
Yeah. Finn never went to
What
primary
sweatshirt?
school, but she does enjoy a low impact sort of exercise in the routine.
Good cross training for
Yeah,
for
good
bench
cross
pull.
training.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious what outfit Starless wore to swim class in primary school.
it was something I inherited from my grandfather. It's kind of like an over-the-shoulder Speedo.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
A mankini.
Yeah. Well, but it attached on the sides, just kind of like high up. It's got a high-waisted.
It's a modest-
Speedo. There's a modest mankini.
Modest man.
A high-waisted Speedo with like overall straps? Is
Uh-huh.
that picture?
Yeah, yeah.
Horrifying.
Oh, sort of like a Victorian strongman.
Yeah, but more revealing than that.
Sure.
Yes, that sounds wild. The water's cold. It's also kind of full of bubbles from the waterfall that's kind of tumbling into this pool at the bottom. And it's moving fast. You are swept down, and there is, I suppose, some rock on each side to begin with, and it's like being in a mountain stream. But before you know it, it goes dark, and you are swept into a large pipe.
Ilara thinks that she's dead, that she died, because this is what would happen. This is what she was worried about. It's like, well, all right, I guess this is what happens when you die.
How do you respond to that?
Well, I mean, being in the dark, especially, it's like, okay, I'm numb. I can't feel anything. I can't see anything.
I guess, do you stop trying to keep yourself above the water there?
Oh, I think instinct. She knows how to swim. She knows how to swim. So she's like, okay, maybe this is just how you move in the, abyss.
Terrible afterlife. Oh, gosh.
I can't stop moving? Oh.
Yeah, there's a few twists and turns, and you feel yourself being kind of diverted by the water as it's flowing rapidly. And then, after not too long, because you're moving quite fast, you emerge into it's not quite pitch black as the pipe was. There's a certain kind of ambient light in this area. It's something like one of those kind of junction areas in a sewer system, one of those old sewer systems. So you come into a catchment pool where the water, because it's kind of spread out into a much larger area, is not moving so fast. And you're able to stand up, and you put your feet down on the bottom, and you stand up. And depending on your relative heights, it's something between kind of waist deep and nipple deep.
Okay. Alara's just she's floating on her back still. She's like, this is death.
You're all right. Open your eyes, please.
Are my eyes, can we see? Are there lights now? There are lights now?
Very dim.
Did we all die? Are you all dead with me?
I think we're all right. Is everybody all right?
This isn't, oh my gosh. Did we survive the waterfall?
I mean, how do we know we survived the waterfall?
Oh my gosh, now I don't know.
I pinched Starless really hard.
Ow!
Sounds like we're alive.
Oh my gosh. I guess I've never felt more alive. Where are we? We made it. Where'd we make it? Are we underground?
I don't know. I'm very cold, though.
Is there anywhere to stand outside of the water, or is it all submerged?
Yeah. So on each side of this catchment pool, you see there are kind of narrow walkways of a similar sort to the walkway that you moved along in the drainage tunnel. On your way into the water margin, there's some kind of metal railing there as well. This is not an old and dilapidated area. This is reasonably new. It looks to be kind of industrial construction. And on one of these walkways is a metal ladder leading upwards towards the ceiling.
Are there any other exits visible?
There are tunnels leading in multiple directions from this interchange.
Filled with water or just empty?
They are kind of channels of water, yes. So it seems that this is a kind of catchment area for the water from the waterfalls that is then distributed.
Now, that said, I do recall the last time we were in a drainage pipe, there were some critters down here.
Let's get up on out of here.
Let's maybe head up the ladder.
You start moving through the catchment pool towards the side. As you do, you hear a sort of gentle roar in the background that starts getting louder. And it appears to be coming from one of the other tunnels that's leading into this catchment pool.
Everybody hold on to something. We might get a flood coming.
And do you feel that the water level is kind of very imperceptibly beginning to rise?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Do you hold in place or attempt to flee?
How far off is this ladder?
Not too far.
Let's go to the ladder.
Okay, so this feels probably like a group action. So
Yay.
if you're all kind of trying to push through this water and get up onto the side. So the position here is desperate from your perspective. So who's going to lead this group? I think this is probably Prowl.
I do wonder if we want to institute a rule that you can't lead a group action unless you have a dot.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Shall I lead the group practice, the group action,
prowl?
since I have a prowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think what we're learning in this is that Bertie was probably the best swimmer in the group. Yeah? That was fun.
5.
5.
I got a 6.
Ooh.
Nice.
I only got a 2.
Okay, one failure.
We'll pull you along.
So you take 1 point of stress, Bertie,
Okay.
but it's a full success.
I'm not paying attention because I'm trying to light a wet cigarette.
Yeah.
It is so dumb.
Does our stress reset from last time?
Nope.
No. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Bertie, what do you do to get Finn out of the dangerous spot that she's in?
I think I throw some of that wire that I've been carrying around.
Throw wire at me.
No, like I'm holding onto the other side, and I've adhered it to wrapped it around the ladder, and then maybe I take a spare bit of cloth and wrap it around the other end to make a little handle, and just throw it to Finn.
Yeah, so Finn, you light the cigarette as an onrush of water is flowing in behind you, and you grab on this wire, smoking your cigarette as you pull yourself up with one hand towards the ladder.
Thank you, Bertie.
Anytime, old chap.
Yeah. So you climb up the ladder, Bertie in the lead, the rest of you following. And it's probably a 2-story climb. It takes you a little while. The water is rushing in from this other entry point or entry tunnel to the catchment pool. Seems as if, perhaps at some other part of the Glimmer Corp's industrial facility there's been a gate opened or something of that sort. And it's rising pretty fast. You're climbing out of the way of it. You get up towards the top, and Bertie, what you can see above you is a metal manhole, essentially. You look up, there's one of those kind of like submarine handles on it, the round ones. Start giving it a tug. It's pretty stiff. What'd you do? I would say, who do we think is at the bottom? Probably Finn, right?
Probably me.
Yeah, your
That's convenient.
Your toesies are getting wet.
I know.
Could we hurry up?
Finn, climb on our backs and get up there.
Yeah, all right.
That's a great idea.
I just start climbing up, my friends.
Don't burn me.
Take my cigarette out of my mouth and I put it in Alara's mouth.
Thanks, Finn. Oh, no,
Don't breathe. Don't breathe. I need that later.
Okay, and she takes a puff.
All right, I climb up.
Let's combine these two. So you're trying to get up there and then trying to wrench it open, basically, right?
Yeah.
So let's roll that into rank.
Okay.
Because climbing up your friends shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah.
They're cooperative.
Yeah.
Some are even maybe delighted.
I pinch your cheek again.
I mean, Alara got a cigarette.
I was furiously smoking. a cigarette.
6.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
6.
Got a 6.
Wonderful. So yeah, you're climbing over your friends. The ladder is cold and cold iron underneath, and you sort of realize that all of the metal in here is iron. You're processing that in your mind as you get up to the manhole at the top. As you start turning, you see, okay, this is just rusted, basically. This is a wet environment. And you start turning it, and oh my gosh, it's not an easy thing to achieve. In part because you are on Bertie's shoulders. So yeah, your ability to pivot is tough, but you put a lot of strength into it. What does Finn look like when she's exerting maximum strength?
She unfortunately looks very calm and just very blasé. But you do see like the strain in the arms and the muscles, but she doesn't, not even a drop of sweat.
Okay.
A lot of focus on her face though. It's kind of dark and I don't think really anyone can see her. And I think I've got Bertie and I'm kind of like doing like foot commands, like kind of like ankle in the ribs, like, all right, lean left, here we go. Getting that leverage.
Finn, you don't look sufficiently stressed about this.
But I think Bertie is probably starting to get choked by Finn's muscular thigh.
Yeah, I think there's it's just a full body strain and you're getting like really squeezed.
Bertie, you did manage to keep hold of your hat, I assume.
Oh, of course.
Okay. So you're also trying to make sure that you don't knock the hat off.
You might be getting tickled in the face by the feather.
Just as Bertie's beginning to pass out, you unlock the manhole and push it upwards. And raise yourself up to look around. And what does Finn see?
You see a stone room. You can see a little bit of light coming through the top half of a stained glass window that has a sunrise with half of its rays kind of sheared off. There's no light coming through the bottom half of the window, which is a little bit strange to you. But it seems you've come up in some sort of storage room.
All right. So I quickly hop off of Bertie's shoulders and just like, grab the arm, haul him in one at a time and just like pull everybody up in. It's kind of dark in here. Alara, you finished my cigarette.
It fell. It fell right out my mouth. But I think I've got. I don't know if my matches are wet. Let me see if they're wet.
Yeah. So you look around yourselves and you see this is quite a tall room. It's very highly vaulted, and you see that there's multiple of these big kind of stained glass windows. The bottom half of which are kind of dark, and then the top half, what light is outside is kind of passing through and throwing all kinds of beautiful colors across the floor. There's the sun image. You also see an image of a figure holding a scythe behind what looks like a kind of stone table at one end of the room.
Are you all sure we didn't die?
Are the windows too high to look out?
They would be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even if Finn got on my shoulders?
So, I mean, they're also stained glass, so they're not easily transparent to look through.
Would I know anywhere in the city that has stained glass windows?
This feels like a spout law.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's hack it up.
Which we'd probably say is study.
Okay.
Like what you've studied in the past.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, perfect.
That's a 6 again.
Beautiful.
Rolling like a dream.
This seems to be a shrine or a chapel to Kimba the Reaper,
Yeah.
a kind of circle of life and harvest god whose worship is mostly in Hollowbone, which is one of the other large cities in the region. Not particularly worshipped by elves at all, but tends to be worshipped by other folks down in the valley beneath the mountain.
So yeah, you know, Cove, that a lot of these buildings in the Tangle and Lower Simple in general, once certainly closer to the wall of the old city, were originally kind of built and intended for traders and farmers and people coming in to trade with the elves of Glimmer Falls from other places. Now all of that lower tier is inhabited by elves pretty much. And it's extremely difficult for people to come from other cities, including Hollowbone. In fact, the railway is basically the only path that they could choose to do so. But, those people, when they originally would come and stay, there was accommodation for them, and there was churches and shrines to their gods. This is one of those.
Do we recognize interior? Would we have recognized this building from the outside, just living in the Tangle?
Yeah, with that spout laurel, I think you do. This place would be pretty close to the Nosebag Tavern, and actually even closer to a open and clear space where Thanic's workshop exploded. That's where this shrine was next to. But the reason that no one's gone into it, that you're kind of familiar with it, is it's half buried, and it's on the edge of a sort of a Glimmer Corp factory building. The other thing that it's next to is one of the two main pipelines that go up from Lower Simple to Glimmer Corp HQ. Specifically, this one is the one that's going upwards, the kind of the shining, bright, processed glimmer.
And we know that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait, so did we just go through a tube of glimmer?
No, that would kill you.
Right.
100%.
You would be super dead.
Or would we be Twilight vampires? Be honest, Reed.
It would come down to a prowess roll to resist consequences that happened.
Yeah.
One of these sparkly.
So yeah, you find yourselves in this shrine, and this is going to be your lair as a crew.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, this is that old Kimba church.
We shot a birch ball in this building. There's got to be a broken window somewhere.
The biggest stained glass window right behind the main altar. You can see it up at the very tippy top. There's just like 6-inch shattered hole right through the scythe that the figure in the window is holding.
Yeah, and you can actually see the birch ball itself. It's over there by the altar. And near there, you can see a large chest up in that end.
I run for the birch ball.
Yeah, as you get close and your footsteps kind of bump, 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 bump along the dusty but quite beautiful tile of this building, you hear some rustling from inside the chest.
Oh, wait.
There was some rustling in that chest.
Should your
I start walking backwards.
can your robot thing okay? Can that open up a chest? Can it do that?
I mean, he mostly just says good morning.
Well, have him say good morning to whatever's in there.
All right, I'm going to set up the robot next to the chest.
Can you do like a little walk? You can do a little walk.
Yeah, he can do a little walk.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's about a foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is his chest?
I guess probably a bit taller than a foot.
Okay, all right.
But you can send him over to say hello.
Okay, we're going to send him over to say hello.
Hmm.
So he's, good morning. Good morning.
As he gets up closer towards the chest, you hear the rustling intensifies, and then the lid of the chest rises, and you see these beady little eyes poking out from inside. There are 6 of them, 6 beady little eyes, and you hear a kind of insectoid.
I'm going to start going back down the ladder.
You open up the manhole and the chamber beneath you is full of water.
Okay, I'm going to look around. Is there any sort of like blunt object that I can wield?
Oh yeah.
Are we sure this is not a friend?
I mean, I'm just taking precautions here.
But Bertie's gonna put like a little snack on the end of that wire and just kind of like.
Oh,
Really big.
What kind of
Make a
snack do you have?
snare.
I'm gonna put. I think I have some little like meaty dried meat chews,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna put one of them on the end of the stick
Uh-huh.
or on the end of the wire, and just kind of like fish it over. You know, maybe make a little
Are these
sound.
dried meat chews produced by Serenity Natural Pastures? I would imagine they probably would be.
I guess
think so,
so.
So just to respond to your requirement for a blunt object, there is a table over to one side near the main door, which looks like the entrance that's barred. It has an urn on top of it, like a metallic urn. All
Okay.
of this is covered in dust, but the table has legs. The urn would be pretty big to wield, but you could give it a go.
Bertie's always wanted a puppy.
So Starlet's going over to this table.
So I'm gonna, while you're trying to make friends with it, I am prying a leg off of this table.
I think Bertie's also gonna toss a little peanut butter cookie to it.
Okay. Starlet, why don't you give me a
Got many pockets.
rec roll? Yeah, to
Okay.
see how effectively you can get a leg off.
I have no bubbles
Controlled stand.
for wreck. So you could push yourself or take a devil's bargain, or you could have someone help you.
Finn, can you help me with this?
Yeah, I'm going to rip a leg off for him.
Okay, so you take a point of stress and
5.
5. Mixed success. You are able to, with Finn's help, take a leg off this table. Finn lifts it up and you just unscrew it from underneath. As you're doing so, the urn slides ever so slowly and gently and falls off sideways. Clatter, 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 clatter. The noise echoes around this shrine. And Bertie, as you're kind of feeding out your line with your little meat snack on, what is the Serenity Natural Pastures meat snack called? They're going to have a name for this.
Oh, gosh.
It's called
Flesh nuggets.
Creature-based. Creature-based flesh.
Creature-based, organism-based flesh nugget.
It's not a plant.
That's their slogan.
So I'm giving my future puppy friend 2 options: savory, sweet. Got a little creature, future flesh nugget, and then a peanut butter cookie. See which one he chooses.
Which do you think that this little creature was going to go?
I was thinking he'd go for savory, having a fine palate, but who knows? Maybe he's more of a sweetie.
Aren't they both savory?
No, peanut
butter cookie.
Peanut butter cookie is sweet. Yeah.
It rises up out of the chest towards this bait, and what you see is a gutter bug.
Do I know what a gutter bug is?
Cove knows what a gutter bug is. Having worked for Serenity Natural Pastures, this is it's a kind of open secret that the main animal that Serenity farms is not one of the beautiful cows or pigs or chickens that are on all of their posters, but instead these large larval insect creatures.
It's not a plant.
So let's construct this together as a group, because it's always fun for the bestiary. Like, what does this kind of insectoid larval critter look like? It's about the size of a sheep.
I'm thinking like millipede,
So lots of legs.
lots of legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
But it's not as sleek as a millipede. Like, it's got like its body is more like bulbous.
Lumpy.
And it has, and its legs maybe are a little
Kind of like those little microscopic cows.
Oh, a tardigrade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as cute as a tardigrade.
Okay.
More
He has a little-
arachnoid.
He has a little slinky tail,
Nice.
little piggy tail.
Like a piggy tail. Nice.
I think the teeth are those awful, like, its mouth just opens into a circle and you can just see teeth rotating
oh yeah.
right then.
Right. Like a sound whale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Two little
A
fat
little guy
antenna on
who-
its head.
Fat antenna, 6 eyes as established.
Okay, so we've got tardigrade, we've got dune. What else can we loop into this?
Okay. What color is it?
Gray, like an elephant.
Oh, okay. Gray like an elephant. Nice. What does it smell like?
Like an elephant. No. We don't know it at all.
Vanilla.
I'm gonna
Yes,
like-
yes. What if there's like a rare perfume that's also extracted from them?
Yeah.
It's weirdly sweet and vanilla.
It's been like genetically reproduced to smell good and be tasty.
These ones are mutts.
Yeah. Right. And so, yeah, you see this gutterbug kind of crawl its way out of the chest, and you see on one of its little front legs there's a band with a number on it. And it kind of crawls down towards, sniffs at your various snacks, and it takes that meat nugget. Meat nugget?
Flesh nugget.
Flesh nugget.
Takes that flesh nugget and
It's not a plant.
it just disappears into the mouth. And you realize at this point, with a sort of sickening sensation, that this is a cannibalistic exercise. But it seems very happy. After it finishes that, it looks up at you.
I kind of put my arm up and stop Starless from going at it.
Mhm.
Y'all, it looks like this thing escaped from captivity, kind of like how we did.
Oh. Kill it.
Co, what do you know about the temperament of these bugs?
Well, I mean, you can see it right here. It's not angry anymore.
It's finished eating the flesh nugget. It goes for the peanut butter snack.
Oh, you enjoying your dessert?
Yeah, it loves that too. Looks up at you again.
Well, that's all I've got for now.
I'm going to try to go up to it and jiggle its belly.
What do we think that is? Should it be?
Finesse.
That is definitely nice.
Oh, I mean, it's kind of social though too, right?
Yeah, it depends how you're.
It's consort.
I've got it.
Consorting with a gutter bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too stressed to push myself in this. I got 4.
Okay, make success. What do we think this looks like?
As it kind of nuzzles into you, clearly enjoying what you're doing, it just kind of starts gnawing on your leg a little bit.
Oh no.
And I think you take level
Oh,
1
no.
harm.
Oh, gosh.
Bug munchies.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
But I
You
think-
have to give it a snack.
It's literally eating Cove.
Don't hurt it.
It takes a little bite and then stops and then rolls over and shows you its belly.
Yeah, you've definitely established rapport with this creature, both yourself and Bertie. So yeah, I guess I wasn't necessarily expecting this to be the outcome, but you can, you have a pet
All right.
Yeah.
in your lair.
What are we naming it?
Plant.
Wait, it's not a plant. What about not a plant?
Nada.
No.
We should name it.
Out of the gutterbug.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a good name. I don't know why.
Behind Nada, whilst Cove is sort of rolling around on the floor and trying to very carefully dress the wound that she created, you see a kind of shimmering gold coming from the chest that Nada was sleeping in.
There's gold in that there box.
And you look
You
inside.
guys sound like me.
You look inside and you see various ritual accoutrement. So there's a kind of golden scythe, and there is some very kind of beautifully made tapestry and vestments. This looks to be basically where the priest of Kimba kept like all of the ritual stuff. This is a precious treasure and equates to 2 coin.
Sweet.
Ooh.
And for audience, coin is the sort of abstract notion of wealth in this system.
Yeah.
So the kind of things that our players will want to spend coin on will be upgrades for their base, will be downtime activities, things like that. So there are mechanical uses for it, and for leveling up their crew to higher tiers.
And for eventually a boathouse.
So
An elf can dream.
Look out of this church. I need a boat.
that in fact, well, you could maybe have a boathouse below in the tunnels.
Oh.
What's the point if no one can see it, right, Bertie?
So you have 2 upgrades already provided. One of them is hidden lair, for obvious reasons. The second one is quarters. So hidden lair, your lair has a secret location, is disguised to hide it from view. If your lair is discovered, use 2 downtime activities and pay coin equal to your tier to relocate it and hide it once again. Quarters, your lair includes living quarters for the crew. Without this upgrade, each PC sleeps elsewhere and is vulnerable when they do so. So those are 2 advantages. So which of the other 2 upgrades do you guys want to take, and which of the special abilities do you want for your crew?
Well, you know I want a workshop.
I think that we have to do a workshop.
Okay, so
I think we'd all love a workshop.
workshop. Your lair has a workshop appointed with tools for tinkering and alchemy, as well as a small library of books, documents, and maps. You may accomplish long-term projects with these assets without leaving your lair. That's very nice. Whereabouts do you think you want to kind of establish the workshop in this area?
Maybe there's some sort of back room, like where the priest would get ready and.
Well, there's probably a library in here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there
Even
probably
better.
is a library in what's the room behind the altar? There's a name for it.
Like a vestry?
Vestry.
Yeah. There's a library in the vestry.
Ooh, and like a big fancy desk for a priest, but you can set up all your tools on it.
Just please don't burn this one down.
I did that on purpose. I would never do that on accident.
So I think
I'm very precise.
for now, you're stuck in this workshop with just the things that you have on you. But we're thinking about it essentially as a good space that you're going to be able to put stuff into and do your project here. Which of the other upgrades and which, if any, of the special abilities takes people's fancy?
What's a ritual saint?
I think that the altar in the main shrine could be repurposed to be used in whatever ritual you might want, but for now it is like sanctified for followers of Kimba. If you wanted to do something Kimba related, it's probably usable now, but if you wanted to do something else, you could kind of reconsecrate it for something else.
Kimba is metal as fuck.
Right here,
And if we worship it, then piss all these elves right off.
right?
Hell
Let's
yeah.
worship Kimba.
Are you starting a Kimba death cult?
That's actually going to be the name of my band.
Kimba death cult.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Ritual Sanctum and Lair is pretty good.
That's a thought. I'm not picking that. This is for everyone.
Bertie does want a boathouse.
Wait, what?
I mean, training seems pretty sweet.
Training does seem sweet. I thought that.
2 XP instead of 1.
Yeah.
I mean, secure lair sounds pretty good too.
Secure. Is this not pretty secure already?
It's
For a bunch of kids.
Yeah, it's secure in the fact that people don't come here all that often, but if you drew attention to yourself, it might just break something into place. Yeah.
Question: do we get to pick more crew upgrades later?
Yes.
Secure layer could be, or secure layer could be a good buffer so we can, I don't know how many shenanigans you guys plan on getting into, but Alara might be wanting to get into some shenanigans.
I mean, if we had a boat, that'd be pretty cool. It'd be a good way to get around.
It's the convenience of
Yeah.
a boat just floating
Boat would be
by.
great. How do we get a boat down the sewers though?
I mean, you wash down into the sewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could go down there in the same way.
We could build it piecemeal down
We
there.
also get a shop
I already have a design in
with
the works.
boat.
Yeah. We got a workshop. We can build the boat there.
Workshop with so many materials. Yeah, I vote boathouse.
How about boathouse?
Yeah.
I vote training.
I'd
No,
also
you
go
wanna
with
get
training.
better at stuff.
I want to work out.
I'm going to say that while a boathouse would be nice, I think training is probably going to be more immediately useful. But so Lara, you're the tiebreaker.
Can I try to convince you?
Sure.
I mean, listen, there's people after us at this point. If we want to move around, we're gonna have to do it in secrecy, and the best way to do that is through these tunnels, and the easiest way to do that is with a boat.
I am standing behind Cove, flexing.
I'm trying to avoid eye contact.
All Finn wants is a squat rack.
I shan't sway you either way.
Ilara's still got a buzz from the cigarette she just finished. She thinks a boat would be cool, but maybe a little too. It actually might draw attention to us, you guys. A boat, and that. I mean, maybe eventually, but I gotta go with training. I want to get better. I want to better myself now that I'm not dead.
What kind of training do you think? So,
it's one of the 3 categories. Correct.
Well, Finn won't forgive you if you choose something other than that.
I will because I'm bad at everything else.
Yeah.
I need some prowess.
Everyone could use prowess, though.
Yeah.
You can always
There are
prowess.
4 categories. You can choose your playbook if you want to get special abilities instead of one of the stats.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wait, is it? But it's playbook. If you choose playbook, it's for everybody's individual playbook.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that'd be
Okay.
like a rack of self-help books, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with either prowess or playbook.
I'm pretty interested in resolve, but I will always be happy with prowess.
I vote prowess.
Okay.
We got 3 prowess.
I think that's a win.
Yeah.
So it looks like a little gym then, right? So, okay, so you go back into the vestry, and there are a couple of rooms there towards the back. One of them, I think, probably has a little cot where the priest of Kimba would kit. And what you find in there is some dumbbells, some resistance bands. There's a Bosu ball.
There's a pull-up bar.
There's a pull-up bar. Yeah, up by the door. Yeah.
The priests of Kimba were shredded.
Yeah, this priest was ripped.
It's like some
we really should
scrolls
worship
with
this.
depictions on them.
Did we walk into a dojo?
Yeah.
How long could you keep going listing gym equipment?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the list for you is nigh upon endless.
Is there a cable machine?
There's a Peloton.
Okay, so
Bike and tread. You got the rowing machine?
what this does then, if you have a training upgrade, you earn 2 XP instead of 1 when you train a given XP track, i.e. prowess in this instance, during downtime. This upgrade essentially helps you advance more quickly.
Okay,
Cool. So there we are.
Does that mean it's a good time for downtime?
We are in downtime, I think.
Do we know of a way out of here, though? Because, I mean, it's just windows at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and windows half obscured because this building is kind of half.
So if we go through the door, we're going to be in the dirt.
Yeah, seems that way.
Well, Bertie's good at tunneling. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
I am very good at tunneling.
So this could be one of the downtime projects.
Yeah, it is.
Find a way out.
Clearing the front door. You could go back down through the sewers and try and figure something out.
Yeah, I was gonna say
If only I had a boat.
You can have the boat next time.
we should probably keep whatever entrance or exit concealed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Before we get into downtime, do you want to choose your special ability? Is it
Yeah.
just to kind of round this out?
Yeah. And why does it come into being, do we think?
Special ability. We're on the group special ability.
Yeah,
Right?
the crew special ability.
I mean, I think starting out, everyone's steals makes sense just because we're pretty lowly and, like, we're not going to be supplying other factions or anything at this point.
I also like synchronized.
Synchronize is good.
Mm-hmm. You were a birch ball team.
That's true.
Yeah. You've done quite a few group actions, actually.
Yeah. And some might say you are still a birch ball team.
Oh.
Oh.
But not the best one.
No, certainly not.
No, that's the cheat.
We
Yeah,
cheated.
you haven't
What are
won
the
in a while.
what are the 2 extra squares?
That's for adding on own later.
Yeah. If something becomes narratively appropriate, we'll make a custom move.
Yeah,
Later.
and you'll see that on your character sheets as well.
Yep.
Left space for those kind of thing.
Yeah, synchronized canonically makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You're good at teamwork.
Can you explain that?
Yeah.
How does it work?
So synchronized says when you perform a group action, you may count multiple 6s from different rolls as a critical success. So the 5 of you roll a group action, Finn rolls a 6, and Cove rolls a 6. You collectively critically succeed on that group action.
the first 3 feel the best.
Yeah, so everyone steals is everyone gets to add +1 action rating to prowl, finesse, or tinker. And the other one we haven't covered is pack rats. Your lair is a jumble of stolen items.
That
When
one's
you roll
also-
to acquire an asset,
That'll be down
+1 die.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, but I think it probably isn't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first,
Not yet. But if we're good at stealing,
Me on the team, we're going to be having a lot here.
Would you remind me what an action rating is?
Is that a bubble?
it's one of the bubbles on your 12 skills, essentially. So I don't have a sheet in front of me, but like hunt, prowl, wreck.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
for this
they already
early
filled
that's
them
it.
in.
They're all
for
action
us.
ratings.
Yeah, those are all action ratings.
Okay, so
Oh, wow,
everyone
we got
steals, do we think? Or
Everyone
or
steals.
synchronized? I
Let's-
mean, they both make sense.
I
So
go with
it's up to you
steals.
guys.
Steals.
Everyone steals?
Okay.
All right.
Wait, what training did we get again?
Prowess?
Prowess. Okay.
The dojo.
Yeah.
Dojo. the
Should
dojo
I
of
max
Kimba.
out? Should I max out Tinker or add Prowl? Prowl.
In the workshop.
Cool.
The Mojo Dojo Kimba house.
Yes!
Exactly. Just to make this podcast timeless. To feel.
Mojo Dojo.
For anyone listening in 2028, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's gonna stick around.
Yeah, I mean,
I already-
Okay, maybe 2034.
they'll be watching Barbie 4 by then.
True.
Oh, right, it's Barbie.
Personally, my favorite Barbie was Barbie 3.
I thought you were pretending not to get it, Ryan.
Okay, so I think we've done the cruise sheet now, for now.
Sweet.
So
Yeah.
we're in downtime now, and because you have quarters in this shrine, what are we calling this lair? Do we have a name for it? Are we calling it the dojo?
The Mojo Dojo Kimba house.
The Mojo Dojo Kimba House. Sure.
I'm not. No, you guys should name your own lair.
So anyway, you're in the lair. You have quarters. So actually, then there are places to sit, and there are places to have a little sleep. Don't know why that should be. Maybe they were just kind of cots up.
I think there are like apses that can be. You just like throw a cot in and it becomes a bedroom. Throw a cot and a curtain, and
Is there like no quarters for the like
I think
for the priest?
1 to 2 people have the nice quarters, and everyone else is like curtain and cot in an apse.
So I think for now, then you're all just piled onto the priest's soap bed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big old cuddle puddle.
You guys and Nada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nada's snuggling into.
We're on opposite ends, me and Nada.
He keeps nibbling on my leg. I just let it happen.
But he's really warm, which is nice because you guys got a bit wet.
Do we
Yeah.
want to call the place the Birch to remind us of what really matters?
Birch ball.
Or the Gutterbug Gatehouse?
Oh no.
Let's
I
do
think we call it temple. Like, oh, I gotta go to temple.
temple's cool.
Yeah, birch temple.
Let's do downtime and you can kind of think about it.
Downtown.
Okay, so between scores, your crew spends time at their liberty attending to personal needs and side projects. These are called downtime activities. During a downtime phase, each PC has time for 2 downtime activities. You may choose the same activity more than once. You can only attempt actions that you're in a position to accomplish. If an activity is contingent on another action, resolve that action first. You can make time for more than 2 activities at a cost. Each activity from the list costs 1 coin or 1 rep. This represents the time and resulting resource drain when you're off the clock. Activities on the downtime list are limited, normal actions are not. So you can still go places, do things, make action rolls, gather information. It's only activities on the list that are limited to this 2. And the activities are acquire asset, long-term project, recover, train, and indulge vice. So should we go through those? Reed, do you want to do?
Yeah. So I think the one we're most likely to run into right now is recover, which is on the back of the sheet. Yeah. When you recover, you seek treatment and heal your harm. You might visit a physiker who can stitch your wounds. So you would need to find a healer of some sort out in the city, potentially using the acquire asset downtime action, and then you could use the recover downtime action to try and heal your level 1 harm, or to try and heal any of your harms, such as Cove's level 1, what did I call it? Bug bite.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one is essentially just for removing harm.
I think I'm going to start reading this book on physicality. physician.
You're gonna go hit the gym. You're
Study.
You think you might study up to try and take Physiker next time you get an ability?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. That will be very helpful going forward.
So you saying that you want to train?
I want to train.
And specifically to get the Physiker special ability, I think you want to train your playbook track. So you can just, when you spend time in training, mark 1 XP on the XP track for an attribute or playbook advancement. Since you're taking the playbook advancement, reading a book on treating bug bites, you would mark an XP in your playbook track to get you closer to taking Physiker next time you fill that up. And if you had taken the personal training lair upgrade, you would have had 2 XP instead of 1.
So, Cove, did you want to attempt to recover?
Well, if I wanted to recover, I would have to find physician first, correct?
That's true.
My stress levels are so high that I don't think I can do that.
So you probably want to indulge your vice.
Yes.
Right. So when you indulge your vice, you clear some stress from your character's stress track. Say how your character indulges their vice or their hobby, including which purveyor of vice they use to satisfy their needs. So you roll to find out how much stress relief your character receives. A vice roll is like a resistance roll in reverse. Rather than gaining stress levels, you clear stress levels. The effectiveness depends on your character's worst attribute rating. It's their weakest quality, insight, prowess, or resolve, that's most enthralled to vice or their hobby. Make an attribute roll using your character's lowest attribute rating. If there's a tie, simply use that rating. Clear stress equal to the highest die result.
Okay.
So do you want to do that now? And we can...
Yeah.
I need to do that too.
So what's your weakest attribute rating?
It's both insight and resolve.
And that's
Just one.
1. So roll 1d6 then.
That's a 6.
So how much stress did you have?
I had 6.
Perfect.
Yeah, you clear all your stress. What is your vice or hobby that you use to relieve stress? We should note that one of the end of session XP things is if you played into your vice. So make sure it's something that you can bring up regularly.
Well, I was thinking it would be stealing things. So first of all, we got to find a way out of our little hole. So-
Wait. Didn't you say it was cheating at gambling?
Oh,
It was cheating.
Yeah.
Or you
Just cheating in general.
That was mentioned for sure.
obviously you can.
Grifting.
Grifting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be cheating at
I think
gambling.
grifting is like more right, yeah?
So I
Yeah.
guess we don't want it to be a thing that you then just also do during the jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it should be
But you can also
something
pick a
separate.
hobby.
Yeah. But you should, if you pick a hobby instead of a vice, I do love the idea of like your knitting or something to relieve stress. But your vice should be, your hobby or vice should be able to get you in trouble if you overindulge your vice. So you can pick whatever you want as long as you can get in trouble for doing it.
Okay, maybe come back to me. I'm gonna think on that.
Sweet.
Cross stitching, you could poke your finger.
Yeah.
You get. Hey, I know. Potentially from experience at IRL, your neck hurts, your back. You just kind of oh, you're actually stiff now.
Yeah.
What if you have some like nitty gossipy old ladies and like you tick them off?
Ew.
I start a little knitting circle, and there's the potential of pissing them off.
Yeah, you're like, oh, they're kind of mad at me
Or
right now.
you spill some gossip and word gets around and someone hears that you're talking shit.
What if it's gossip? What if that's your vice?
That does feel a little Cove-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Kovacs.
Okay,
Kovask?
so you go out and do some gossiping, and we'll figure out how you get out shortly.
Okay.
But you must gossip a lot to clear 6 stress. This is extremely successful.
Well, I'm so proud of us for escaping.
Well, I mean, Charlotte's
telling everybody.
dead. That's a good thing to gossip
Yeah,
about.
Cove is all around the neighborhood, just gossiping up the
I
stuff.
haven't seen these people in ages.
Okay, sweet.
I need to clear stress too.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see what I got here? I mean, my lowest is insight right now. I have nothing in there.
Yep.
So do I roll 1 die?
You roll 2 and take the lower.
Yeah, 2 and 10 low.
Okay, so
Oh,
I've got
too
5
bad.
stress.
And then also tell us how you relieve stress
I think,
in a way that could potentially get you in trouble.
yeah. So I have my vices just women.
Right.
Yeah. You can definitely get in trouble. Sure.
So I think that after we escape, I like go out to see maybe one of my girlfriends that is a cop.
Oh no. A Glimmer Corp security, maybe? I don't
Yeah.
think there's a formal police force in Lower.
Just
right
like a
now.
hot Aussie.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a hot Aussie, and it's like it's probably,
She's
mean,
dumb as a
that-
post.
probably such a bad idea.
That sounds stressful. I understand, but it's also
I'm gonna hope we blow off steam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
2 5s, and I have 5.
Oh, incredible.
Oh, nice.
Sick.
Perfect.
She has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
she doesn't even remember who you are.
I just introduced myself with a new name. Hey, I'm not Finn.
Yeah, you go into her house. There's a water poster of you on her wall.
Is that me?
No. Nor.
I can't
No,
be
that
your.
Sweet. So what's
No, that can't be.
what's the name of this Aussie beauty?
Oh,
This Sheila.
That's
Is it just Sheila?
yes.
Okay.
They're all named Sheila to Finn.
My name was Zoe.
Oh yeah.
See you later, Sheila.
Yeah. Bye, Sheila.
All right. So we talked through recover, indulge your vice, train. The other two are long-term project, which we did a little bit before with the utility belt.
Yep.
And acquire asset.
And one of the long-term projects that someone has to start addressing is how do you get out of your lair?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Bertie.
Wait. Barbara's not
Barbara's
here.
not
I know
How did you
Bobby's
get
not
it?
here, but
Barbara
I'm talking to her.
speaking to me from
Saw
beyond the
angel
walls.
on her shoulder.
Look, we all want another Bertie and Barbara scene.
But you're not going to get it. You have
Okay,
to wait till
so-
episode 5.
So, Bertie, what exit to this place are you thinking about making? Are you going to go through the door, find a way through one of the windows? What's your plan?
I think that we could be a bit more artful about this. I think that we're going to be going through if I can remember, I think that Bertie remembers staring at this building a few years back, when I was a child detective hitting the streets. And I think I'm pretty familiar with where there's like some like statues, some elevated statues in the higher level, what used to be like the higher level, in little alcoves on the exterior. And if we can just drill through those, people won't be weirded out by like some child figures peering in the dark, posing there, and then hopping down.
Okay. So would that just be like something to look through, or would it be something to exit from?
Something to exit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe an exit that is behind one of the statues.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty cool.
And then we can hide behind it and then boop, pop down.
Okay.
Gonna boop right down.
Yeah.
How does long-term project work again?
Okay. When you work on a long-term project, either a brand new one or an already existing one, describe what your character does to advance the project clock and roll one of your actions. Mark segments on the clock according to your results. 1 to 3 is 1 segment, 4 to 5 is 2, 6 is 3, and critical will be 5 segments. A long-term project can cover a wide variety of activities like doing research into an arcane ritual, investigating a mystery, establishing someone's trust, courting a new friend or contact, changing your character's vice, and so on. Based on the goal of the project, the GM will tell you the clocks to create and suggest a method by which you might make progress. So this feels like, I think, a 4-chunk clock.
Great.
I think that what that means then is you're not drilling through the stone. That would probably take quite a while, but perhaps one of the windows is behind one of these niches, so you will be able to,
I think
depending on
so.
your roll, kind of carefully smash through. So do
Okay.
you want to make
Very good. And then how do I roll?
So we have to establish what action rating it is.
Yeah, what are you doing to create this egress? Method of egress.
Am I tinkering? No.
You could be tinkering.
What am I?
So I think if it was like trying
Studying?
to smashing through the stone would definitely be wreck. I think it's probably tinkering.
Or is it studying, where I'm like looking through to see studying the architecture? Maybe I find plans.
Uh-huh.
Make your case.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of how the study would then translate into the actual action.
Well,
of
let's do
making the whole
tinker.
together.
I'm a tinkerer.
Right.
Bertie's definitely a tinkerer.
I think tinker kind of makes some sense
Right.
here because you're
Okay.
trying to or finesse, that would work.
No, I don't have that. Let's not do that.
Okay. Okay, so you're trying to basically tinker with the mechanism, the window. Maybe one of these windows can be lifted and lowered. Maybe that's what you're figuring out.
Right, because Kimba the Reaper, all the seasons, maybe they switched out some of the stained glass with each of the
That's
seasons.
nice.
So there's a pulley as well. They could lift up some
Ooh,
children.
like the stained glass behind the figure is like there's a
Yeah.
tunnel scene.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a summer scene.
That's really nice.
Winter scene.
So yeah, do you want to roll them ups then?
No spring.
Just one, right?
If that's how many you have in it.
I have 1 dot.
Yeah.
That's a 4.
So 2 segments. So you're halfway to this.
Fantastic.
So this project is half completed. It will need to be completed in order to retroactively make you guys able to go.
All right.
Okay.
Gossiping and flirting.
I do too.
Yeah, who would like to?
Oh, actually, I have one more action, and I have 2 tinkers.
Sweet. You want to help Bertie then?
So I'm gonna help her.
Let's tinker together, Starless.
Let's go a tinkering. That's a 5 and a 2.
Sweet.
Another
Fine.
2 segments.
Yeah, so that project is complete.
Yep.
You have a mode of egress.
Can Bertie also rest? What is it called? Recover?
Do you want to remove a harm or decrease stress?
Decrease stress.
Indulge your vice.
Ooh.
What's Bertie's vice? Now that Bertie's out of the
Sweets?
shrine.
How does candy get you in trouble?
Wait,
That's my question.
let's just put candy in Bertie's mouth.
Bertie's type 2. Wait, why is candy Bertie's vice?
I don't know.
They're fat shaming poor Bertie. It's very unfair.
No, we're child shaming.
Child shaming.
No,
Okay, what do you think Bertie's vice is, Gret?
Question. I mean, I think it's ridiculous hats.
Yeah.
Just going and collecting.
I think it's collecting or like like spending sprees. I think that's where Bertie gets himself into trouble.
He's posh.
Millinery.
But-
Vice.
But in a similar way, I think he also overindulges in sweets. Like he just can't help himself. And you know where they give you sweets? When you're buying expensive hats.
I didn't know that, but now I do.
Your vice is
Okay.
just being posh.
Well, that's canon now
Yeah.
for Glimmer Falls. You get sweets when you buy hats.
Yeah, it's not champagne. It's candy instead.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
Justin Schuster. Gobstopper.
Okay, I honestly, I think we should play this out. No, this is too fun. Let's play. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Bertie, how do you enter? Oh, what's the name of this hat shop and how do you enter
It's
it?
called.
Yes.
Wait. No, ladies and gentlemen, the haberdashery is ribbon, it's buttons. A milliner, it's a hat shop.
How about
Hats for Dashery.
Hat for Dashery. That's
So I foolishly know this because the school that I went to was endowed by the Guild of Haberdashers. in one of the most British things about me.
It could be named ironically as the sweet shop. Oh, like the reason you go is because the sweets are.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think it's called Percival's Sweets and Swag.
Oh,
incredible.
wonderful. Percival's Sweets and Swag.
Done.
The bell rings and Bertie walks through the door. Bertie, you haven't been in a hat shop for a while. Oh, it must feel pretty good.
It does. Bertie walks through the door and he's dusted his hat off and he looks to see if his favorite milliner is there.
You're right. It's me, Percival, but you know that because we're well acquainted.
Oh, Percival, I'm finally back. It's been a while. How have you been?
I mean, it's been tough. Business has been suffering without you, Bertie. You're my best customer.
I mean, a hat shop cannot stand upon one customer alone.
Oh, I wish I had. I mean, I guess your friend Barbara came in once for something with a fascinator for a function she was doing. I mean, that was nice. So
Wasn't there a fundraiser?
Thanks for the word of mouth. Yeah, there was a fundraiser, I think.
No one was wearing hats to that?
Oh no, they were.
Okay.
But a lot of people reuse their hats. It's not it's not like a new hat for every occasion these days. Not like you, Bertie.
You know, I am but merely a child. And I'm basically giving you my entire income.
You're an extremely precocious boy, when it comes to hat purchasing.
Someone's got to start the trends.
By the way, I'm forgetting myself. Here, have a candy.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Laugh into the mic. Don't hide your laugh. Laugh into the mic. Laugh loud.
This is for my tears.
Yeah, Nazane is dying.
Also, I don't want to change a thing about it, but aren't we adults?
Bertie is still a child.
Bertie identifies as a child.
What if he just is?
Maybe.
What if Bertie is one of the few elves still endowed with long life? Bertie is still a child detective.
I'm laughing so hard because Bertie's real vice is being friends with old people. Bertie knows all the old weirdos.
Bertie's network is exceptional amongst the oldsters. That's true.
It's exceptional and octogenarian.
Yeah. Which candy do you choose? What's Bertie's favorite tipple? And I mean, obviously these candies are offered to patrons of the shop in top hat. Like it's an upside down top
Oh,
hat.
yes,
of course.
Yeah.
I think Bertie goes for caramel. Caramel?
Right.
Can't say that word. Caramel, yes.
Bertie, it's just so good to have you back in the shop.
It's very, very difficult to speak with caramel in your mouth.
Look, it's been great catching up, but let's get to business. What are you looking for today?
I'm looking for something that screams stealth.
Percival is wearing a scarlet waistcoat. Percival has long mustaches, and Percival is thin as a rake, spins on his heel, and this long arm comes out and grasps a black velveteen curtain and pulls it back. Bertie, the stealth section. And inside, it's just, there is this one overstuffed leather armchair, all in black, and he gestures to it. Please, sit yourself down.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
And then he kind of unrolls this, like kind of a carpet. Yeah, this is how it works. He unrolls a black carpet that kind of rolls across the floor in front of the chair. And from that carpet, a bunch of hats, they pop up. They were completely flat, previously hidden in the carpet, and they just pop up and expand. And there are 3 hats from the stealth collection there in front of you. Who wants to suggest a hat for this collection?
One of them is a black silk ski mask. Ooh.
With the
Not-
Chanel stripes.
Not a traditional hat. You'd be granted, but
I like the thought that it's a top hat that has a mask out of it.
nice. Yeah, collapsible top hat with a mask inside.
Yeah.
Perfect. In black, obviously. What's the second hat on the?
It has to be a floppy, a hat. It's a hat with like a net over the face a little bit, so that it obscures the upper half of the face.
And what does the hat itself look like?
Kind of like I don't know. I'm thinking like a 1920s, 1930s like hat with kind of a brim on it, a little brim on it. So a little low key, but not a huge profile.
Kind of like a beret, but it's like the rib goes out instead of going down.
Exactly. I don't know
Like
what
a
they're.
flapper hat?
Is
Yeah.
that what they're called?
No,
Yeah.
they have a name, but I can't remember.
I think that, and it's maybe kind of felt. type. Yeah. It's the quietest material.
But it's the netting over eyes. You can see through it, but it obscures your face.
Yeah. Nice.
I have a really stupid suggestion.
Okay.
Please.
It's like just a ball cap.
Just an unbranded ball cap.
Unbranded ball cap.
There's like a white inside.
And like he demonstrates it and he just puts it on and turns it, pulls it over his eyes, and you have no idea he's there.
When you say ball cap, is that like a baseball hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a birch ball hat.
But you're making a lot of assumptions about the apparel of Birch Ball.
True.
There were some insane outfits during your Birch Ball game.
That's a great point.
We have
Yes.
not nailed down what the apparel of Birch Ball is whatsoever.
Very good point. Okay, so let's throw it back to Bertie. Which of these 3 stealth hats
Does Bertie
does
choose?
choose?
I feel like Bertie has to roll for it. No?
It's up to
It's up to Bertie.
You can just do a fortune roll for which hat, certainly, or you can.
You could roll a d6 and go 1 and 2, 2, 3.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so
You
which
worried
one
about
is...
offending one of the hat suggestions?
Well, no, I think it's kind of like a sorting hat situation. You know,
Which
like you
hat
gotta
chooses
get...
Which hat?
The hat really
exactly.
chooses the elf.
Yeah. Which
A hat choosing boot.
Okay.
A hat choosing booty?
Oh, please take your time. Have another caramel.
Oh, yes. I've just got to sit here and see which hat attracts me. Gotta let the hats choose, right? Right, Percival?
Oh, quite right.
And then meanwhile, Bertie is just snacking down on those little... Those...
It's really plowing through those caramels.
I think after my 5th caramel, no. That's a 4,
Hat number 2.
which means hat number 2, which is the hat that had... I forget which one. It says...
The Roaring
lay-
20s.
Yes, the Roaring
Felt hat with
Twenties
the
nade
net.
hat. Fantastic. Ooh, very good, very good.
It's a close.
So
A cloche?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but I knew it.
An deep cut.
A lady's cloche. For
having spent 20 minutes with Percival, I've now forgotten whether we actually rolled for the indulging your vice.
No, we did not.
Okay.
We did not. So how do I roll to indulge my vice?
So make
but-
an attribute roll using your character's lowest attribute rating.
So, which of the 3 categories do you have the fewest skills?
It's 1 prowess, 1 resolve.
So it's prowess or resolve. They're the same. You can choose which one affects the flavor of what happens, but you're rolling 1 die to.
Oh, which one reflects the flavor? What does that mean?
So if you overindulge, you're either overindulging with prowess or resolve, and you can tell us what that means.
Interesting.
It means like that your weakest quality is the one that is most enthralled to vice, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be resolved then.
So roll it.
Yeah.
And how many stress do you have right now?
I have 8. Bertie is max stressed
8?
out.
What?
Oh. Every single one of your stress ticks is full?
Yes.
You should have told him.
How did that happen?
It is when you take every stress that something bad happens, and not when you go over, right?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
no.
Okay.
So,
I think maybe we can call this a mulligan.
yeah.
What's that?
Means
It's fine.
we
this
were all
time.
learning.
Okay.
In
It's the
future.
sand that you hit a golf ball into and you can't get out.
I see.
when you're in the sand. Mulligan is so close. Yeah, it's when you're in the sand and you try and hit the ball and you just don't move the ball at all, and you're like, that one doesn't count.
Okay. That makes
All right, so explain what happens again.
Yeah, so once you max out your stress, you should then take trauma and be removed from the mission.
Okay, got it.
Mhm.
So what do I do now?
So you roll 1 die, and whatever the number is, deduct that from your stress.
1.
Oh, no.
Bertie, would you like to indulge your hat vice once again?
Oh, don't make me.
The bell rings.
Holding your credit card aloft to make me.
1.
Oh, no.
Wow.
There's
okay.
so many more hats in Bertie's future.
There you go. Bertie, you're on 6 stress still. And in actual fact, we've screwed up again there because you also did start the special the project to get out of the thing.
Oh,
yeah. right.
So we've given you 3 times actually. Behave. We're all learning.
Yeah.
We're all learning here.
And all learning.
And clearly, that advantage really didn't gain very much. Okay, who would like to go next?
Alara hasn't taken any downtime yet.
Okay.
Go.
So she's got 5 stress. So I think her vice is drugs. So Alara, she's got some giggle.
Are you going to do it in the temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hotbox the shrine.
Yeah. Ooh.
We're gonna be a big
Or the confessional.
Maybe
Hop back to the confessional. It's our first album.
Hotbox in the confessional. Oh.
Yes. That's great.
Yeah, Yeah, is there like a little space that
Heck yeah, there
Laura
is.
can?
I mean, the space that we've already described is the chest, like with all the stuffing. But we can make that be a confessional for sure.
Okay, yeah, as long as because the chest might. I don't want. Laura doesn't want to get stuck in there.
I was picturing like a little treasure chest.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I was picturing
exactly.
too. So that might not work.
I mean, big enough for Nada.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Nada's size of a sheep. You
Yeah.
can fit yourself in a sheep-sized place.
All right. Yeah. So Laura kind of curls up, kind of props her knees up. So like there's like a little gap.
Just puts like puts a matchbox in the crack to give a little bit of airflow.
Yep. And she sparks up some giggle, and well, she's partaking, and through the crack in the chest, so where she sees kind of through it, she starts to just kind of like target things specifically. Like kind of working like subconsciously on aim as she's getting stoned.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of like her stares turn into like aim, like trying to aim at certain things, like in her mind.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll them up.
All right. So I only have one pip in resolve, so that would be just rolling
That's your
volume.
lowest, yeah.
That is 1.
Oh no.
All
Okay.
right.
Do you want to stay in the box? So that was a 1. I only cleared 1 stress.
That did only clear 1 stress.
So if you go over on your next roll, if you do an next roll,
Yeah.
that's when you do the overindulgence.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. And then we figure out what happens.
She gets locked in the trunk.
Oh, my patches.
Can she? So to train, I think that would make the next step. That would make the next kind of like
Downtime activity.
Yeah. So so she's a little stoned now, and she's starting to do this like aim work,
Oh, okay, nice.
right? And so she's really like, oh. So after sitting in there for a while, she opens up the top of the chest. Smoke billows out,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what she might find. Is maybe there's like some of the treasure that was taken out. Any kind of like slingshotty thing or something that she can actually like throw
So-
and like start.
I think
Practicing aim?
there's a paper knife in what is now your workshop.
A letter opener sort of deal?
Yeah, that's it. Letter opener. That's what I was
Okay.
thinking.
Okay, yeah. So she takes one. She finds that and she starts really kind of throwing and aiming, picking it back up. She just kind of repeats it because she's stuck in this like high loop where she's like, I have to just keep focus, aim, stare.
So you're training finesse here.
Yes.
Is that the idea?
Well,
Prowess.
I would.
Because it's the broad end.
Yeah, right. Training prowess.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Quite right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can take 2 XP for that
Because
we do.
because the training facility.
the
Lovely.
training facility has like a little dartboard that
Yeah.
you're aiming at to help you with your letter opener throwing
Very
shenanigans.
And for the audience, it takes 6 points of XP to add another bubble to one of your action ratings.
cool. Yeah. So right now I'm 5 out of 6 for prowess, so I'm almost
Nice.
Yeah.
getting another hit now.
Cool. Who's next for downtime activities?
I will train as well. I'm going to go have a catch with Finn.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
planning to
nice.
train too, so that works.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I gotta keep morale up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think I gotta break up with the cop.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, like at some point.
Well, hey, now is some point.
Well, it would be awkward because I just saw her. But she did have like my wanted poster on her wall, and I don't know if that was supposed to be like flattery.
Next time you go, you're gonna have to wear one of Bertie's hats.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, don't go, but if you do.
Okay, go long.
So you're throwing the ball back and forth to,
Yeah.
to yourselves, and it's birch ball. It's the birch ball that
Yeah, they
smashed
broke the
it.
window.
That's nice.
I think it has all of our initials on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you both mark 2 XP in prowess.
Sweet. That's so special.
Did we finish our downtime?
Yeah, did anyone have an activity left?
Done with mine.
Did Starless do his second?
You do both
You
of
both?
us?
Yeah, I helped tinker the
right.
escape hatch.
Cool. Okay.
Great.
We did it.
Okay. So you've been out looking around the neighborhood. Some of you had a bit of freedom even back before this. Cove, I guess, theoretically didn't, but was sneaking around. This is the segment in which we're going to do the build out of the neighborhood using the beak feather bone mechanic that we did in the last season. So you got some sheets.
Yeah.
Here. Little refresher of what beak feather bone is. Beak feather bone is a little mini RPG that we used in the last season to populate a city in an interesting way. And the way that it works essentially is we have a pack of cards, people draw a card, and the suit then corresponds to what faction or kind of element of the city this structure is associated with that they're going to add to the map. So hearts are local businesses, diamonds are corp, like corporation locations, clubs are criminal rackets, and spades are oddities. And so we'll take turns drawing cards and then describe the beak and feather and bone of the location. The beak is what do people say about this place? How would a non-player character describe it? The feather is the structure's appearance. What does it look like on the outside? And the bone is, regardless of its appearance or reputation, what is the building like on the inside? This could be a physical description of the interior or an insight into the structure's purpose. Try to keep your descriptions brief. Don't feel obligated to define every little detail of the location. Some buildings' role in the community will become clearer as other players flesh out the map, and some will simply contribute to the local flavor. So we already have some sense of what those communities are like. We're not coming completely fresh to it, but who would like to draw first? And I think in this instance, so there is a mechanic basically where the higher the cumulative number that each faction get, then determines their power relationship, but we already sort of know the relative power of these factions. So instead, I was thinking it could be, it's the size of the building or the structure.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, a 2 or an ace or a 2 would be very small. King would be very big.
I'll draw one.
Go for it. Alara.
4 of spades.
Actually, you're Carissa in this instance.
I am.
Not playing character.
Ooh.
4 of spades. So that's
Carissa fits.
that's an oddity.
An
Yep.
oddity. Okay. And it's 4, so that would be a tiny building.
A smallish building. Yeah, a pretty small
Respectable?
building.
Okay. I've got it.
Yeah.
Now, this is playing off of the fact that I know Alara has pigeons.
Yes.
So let me know if this is too on the spot. But a little animal shop just has animal feed, animal food.
Nice.
So it's usually just like things like millet and seed and all of this little stuff where usually there's a lot of, you can go there, but it's a tiny shop.
Right.
It's really just animal feed. But
For people who have a few chickens or like pets. And
yeah, not like cattle feed or anything like that.
Sure. Who runs this shop?
So that is going to be Gruff Larkin.
Gruff Larkin's feed store.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gruff Larkin.
Sweet. Okay, so the beak feather bone of this place. What do people say about it? I guess you kind of said that already, right? It's a small feed store.
Yeah, so there's a small feed store. You know, eat anything. So there's rumor that sometimes, you know, how could he still be open, right?
Right. People are like, oh, you know, yeah, why is this? So I suppose years ago, there was a lot more kind of small scale livestock rearing. that was going on, right?
Yeah. It was like easier to have, like maybe this was like a side business or something, but with everything that's changed, how is this still open?
Okay, so describe the structure's appearance from the outside. Is there anything noteworthy about it?
It's definitely old looking, probably a little smelly, like because of all the food.
Can there be like a cardboard cutout of Gruff Larkin saying, feed anything?
I
Yes.
like that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's like on the brick on the side of the building. Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll feed anything. Okay.
I'll feed it.
You give me a rake, I'll feed it.
I mean, that's great. I think that's enough. You've set up an interesting mystery there.
This is definitely where Bertie came on a stop to investigate the case of the missing cow.
Yes.
for sure.
100%. Yeah.
Someone buying extra cow feed.
Yeah. I've also been thinking about this.
Show me your books.
There are very few cows in Glimmer Falls.
Yeah.
The theft of a cow would be an incredibly huge
I told you it was a big deal.
Greta and I had this exact conversation like 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That man was sentenced to death.
Farmer McFrederickson? No, not McFrederickson.
Yeah, death penalty.
Okay, who wants to go next? So we'll do 2 rounds of this, I think.
Okay, cool. I'll go next. An 8 of spades. So another oddity.
Another oddity, but a big
Ooh.
one.
Okay, so I was thinking, I want to have a giant lens that people sit under and tan.
I like it.
It kind of like because the people higher up in the city like
Yeah.
are closer to the sun, and they're like their status symbol is like their nice skin.
Yeah.
So these people on the lowers want to
Yeah.
try to emulate that.
This is
Is
great.
it harder to tan through the pollution?
Exactly. Especially
Yeah,
in recent
yeah.
years, like the fog and the smog is.
Sunny days,
thick.
there's just a line
Yeah.
down the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah, totally. That's awesome. So how is this giant lens suspended?
Well, I don't think it's suspended from anything. It's probably just really big metal bars kind of supporting it from the bottom.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if this was something that Olimax was
Yep.
involved with
Okay.
originally. So Olimax is a beholder character from our last game.
Loved his lenses.
He loved his lenses. He had
That's
a
right.
beholdatorium.
The Beholdenitorium.
Beholdatorium.
Lens is made of sanguinite.
Lens
Yeah.
made of sanguinite. But yeah,
Yeah.
this I think is made of regular glass.
Yeah.
But yeah, to Olimax's design.
They were basically an interdimensional astronomer.
Yes.
Is-
Mhm.
Yeah,
And-
good way of
and-
describing it.
And a beholder. So
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lens of Olimax's that has been repurposed for this tanning purpose. This is absolutely great.
Ollie tanned.
Yeah.
Behold brown.
And do you want to add any bone to this? I feel like we have beak and feather there.
I would actually add some to the beak if it is made from Olimax. I would say some people are just a little scared to use it.
Uh-huh.
They don't quite trust it because he is so otherworldly. So not everyone's convinced.
Right. I mean, do we think maybe Olimax is still vaguely associated with it as an absentee owner?
Yeah.
Like it's run by local teens. You know, like he's got cheap labor doing it, but he pops back in every now and again.
It just terrifies the customers.
But then disappears.
Okay.
yeah, it's like.
Do you think one or more customers has just disappeared?
Absolutely.
We have definitely a theme of disappearance
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah. Once every 15, 30 years, Olimax shows up and it's abject chaos for
You
the
know
day.
what? I think he tweaks the lenses so well that it starts setting people on fire. So when he's in town, it's just like, yeah, that's probably going to set you on fire. But once he's gone, we'll fix
Yeah. What was Olimax's voice again?
it.
That's my lens, my big old lens. You've been using for tanning.
Well, if you're paying.
Yeah. Okay, so nice. We have the giant lens.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
I'm gonna.
That was really good, by the way.
Since we've started going in order, I will continue to go in order.
Greta. What's your beak
Ooh,
feather?
lovely card. The Joker,
Okay, you probably need to draw again.
Vino, some sort of wine.
You don't trust
Wine
that
joker?
with the Joker.
it's a Joker of hearts. Well, because usually the Jokers don't have a suit. Right?
I'm sorry, is it a Jack?
That is a jack.
Oh, it's a Jack, yes.
Jack.
So this is a large building.
So there's a Jack of
Local business.
of wine
Big local
hearts.
business.
Big local business.
Costco.
Okay.
No.
So it's specifically it's not a corp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
Okay,
corp.
Yeah.
What is a local business? So the guilds are a big thing here.
Think about it as like someone in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a neighborhood business.
A neighborhood business, not a corp, smaller.
But a pretty big one.
Yeah. Something big in the Tangle, but doesn't have presence outside the district.
Okay, so we got food, we got mutual aid, we got hats
What about,
covered,
like a gym, like a
newspapers.
gym.
Gym.
Brothel?
Oh, yeah.
A brothel
Yeah.
would be, hey,
Yeah,
brothel.
a brothel. I can afford that.
What if
Bertie
it's
can
like
afford a hat, so
a
you can afford a brothel.
Every time I walk past, they offer me a job.
what? So tell me if this works. I'm thinking some sort of like a Moulin Rouge, like a burlesque cabaret show, a little bit of brothel, a little bit of something,
a little speakeasy.
little speakeasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, and I wonder why it doesn't get shut down.
Because it's
a speakeasy. They don't. The people who would shut it down.
but
don't
also
see the-
because it's a jack, so it's a business of a certain size that no one's gonna mess with it.
Right. So I guess the question is, how do we make this distinctive from the other? Because one of the other gangs who operate out of the Cinema Magnifique also has that kind of speakeasy.
Okay, well then maybe I should pick
But
something else.
dancing is nice.
Yeah.
Like,
Dancing's
dancing and brothel. Like,
Yeah, those are separate from the cinema for sure.
Cool. Why not?
yeah. Okay, so what do you want to call this? So what do people say about this place? What's the beak?
They say that the cocktails are fantastic.
Okay.
And that it's just done really well. Like they just really care.
Mhm.
So much heart, so much effort, and they just really like the showmanship.
Right.
They perform
So
local bands.
what is
They host
noteworthy about the outside of this establishment?
I think it is inside one of the unused churches, other than the Kimber, the Reaper one.
And other than the Church of the Gossamer Vale. What other?
Yeah, but that one's used.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there must be like another one that from like trades or travel people. That's
Do you think
been
that this is a defunct chapel of the Golden Rungs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
100%. What is the building like on the inside? You've already described a little bit about what goes on. Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think that it's also half sunken, like the Kimba the Reaper one. And it's really glimmery on the inside because golden rungs and all. And maybe that's one of their sticks is like they're like ladders that go around the edge. Like a fantastic Beauty and the Beast library.
Oh, with ladders on wheels.
Yeah, ladders on wheels.
Ooh, their bar.
It's like a spirit library.
Like
kind
the
of.
whiskey
Yes,
library.
Oh, very good.
Yay.
Mm.
Yes.
Cool. I mean, this sounds very high end.
Yeah.
How does an establishment this high end survive in a working class district? Maybe that's part of the bone.
I think that people we don't know how, but I think people from the higher levels come down and frequent it.
Which
Yeah.
is also why it persists.
Yeah.
Because it's where
Yes.
they can go to do the things that they can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe this is the lower rung.
Ooh, it's the
Oh,
lower
that's right.
rung. Ooh. But I also think that like a lot of the fancy elements of it existed before.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So
absolutely.
like that's why it's okay. It's not too showy because everyone knew that this place existed.
Yeah, so for listeners, the Church of the Golden Rungs was a sort of prosperity gospel religion based in Hollowbone, where in order to get further and further into it, I guess like Scientology is like this, right?
Yeah.
You have to pay to access each additional tier of new information.
I mean, most Western religions.
It's like the American version of religion.
And
Are you guys all paying for these churches?
I'm paying to talk to Jesus, do you not?
Have you never heard of an indulgence?
Okay, who's next?
and who is the
Right.
head of that
Oh,
church?
yeah, it's me. It's
Oh,
me.
Who's the head of it?
Who is the head? Elder Craig. There's got to be like an
All
Elder
right.
Craig act.
In several pieces.
Yeah, poor Elder Craig.
Sounds like Reed's fault.
It might be.
I just have like kind of
We
feel like
got
Reed's fault.
It was certainly my fault. I'm so sorry.
a 10 of clubs. So this is a
Criminal racket.
rather large criminal racket.
The idea here is
So this isn't a structure. This is a network.
not a network, but like a location where something criminal is going on. So we're specifically not saying who's doing it,
Okay.
like what the racket is. So is
It's a
it like
smuggling operation on the rails.
Cool. Yeah, that makes total sense. We've spoken a bit about that before. So smuggling on the rails. So the rail service the station is Terminus,
Mm-hmm.
which is adjacent to the Tangle. So definitely on that edge, that's where the smuggling will be going on. So we've talked a little bit about some of the things that they're smuggling in. So what do you think this kind of smuggling is focused on?
So I think that the smuggling is kind of whatever somebody is paying for and that can be acquired. I think there's a partnership between the rail union and the smuggling ring. There's some like black market cooperation between the unionists and the smugglers. And they just have go-betweens who, paying customers say, I want to get this thing that I can't get in this area, or I want to get this out of this area. And they find a price for that, and then they find a way to get it in or out.
Yeah, sounds great. So I don't think there is a rail union as such, but there is certainly a rail corp.
Yeah.
Reclamation rail.
Okay.
There's
So,
an
yeah.
aspiring union.
So yeah, I think
Yeah, actually, that's true. It makes more sense that it would be collaboration between the corp.
Yeah.
And perhaps actually the union is the only, if there is any sort of like organizing going on in.
I think
There
sort
is
of organizing is very much frowned upon by
Yeah.
the people who run the place.
Yeah, like America.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly.
but certainly there would be people within Reclamation Rail who are trying to make a bit of extra scratch
Absolutely.
by operating with the criminal elements. That
Yeah.
sounds great. Smuggling ring. Reed, do you want to bet?
9 of clubs, so a 9 criminal racket. Dear God, I've spent so much time thinking about criminal rackets in Glimmer Falls. So, less impactful than the smuggling operations. There's a large hooch distilling operation. So, I think most of the alcohol in the city is produced by down under farms, specifically through fermenting their grain production.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people who work for down under farms that will skim a little grain off the top and pass it off to unlicensed hooch distillers. And there is a large corrugated metal building that used to be a depot for imports from Hollowbone that has now been filled up by a hooch distilling operation. Their stuff tastes terrible, but it gets the job done. And it gets the job done quickly. And so their wares move pretty fast through the lower tier.
Is it like Natty Ice or more of a hard?
Yeah, tell us.
That alcohol.
No, it's some old English. It's some malt liquor.
Old Elvish.
Yeah, it's old Elvish. Yeah,
Old Elvish is
Yeah.
good.
old Elvish hooch.
Old Elvish malt liquor.
It
Only
is.
comes in mason jars.
Only comes in mason jars. If you mix it with a Four Loko, you're gonna have a bad day.
And you
Okay.
mix it with an orange juice, you get a brass slunky.
There it is.
Brass slug. That's lovely. Okay, great stuff. Okay,
Tom.
me
Oh my gosh, there's so much more to go. It's great.
of hearts.
Ooh.
So it's a very large local business.
Slightly larger than mine.
Yes. So we've got plenty of kind of commercial markets. So I don't think we're in need of retail as such.
Plenty of hat businesses, that's for sure.
Plenty of hat businesses, yeah. Okay, I think that this one is the food court. Yeah. Yeah, the food court in the Tangle. It's sprung up around, and this wasn't that long ago, but it moves very fast around the area where Thanic's workshop exploded. And there's now like this area that's being cleared. All of these food trucks have moved in. And it's a bunch of local entrepreneurs who are serving up the delicacies from the different parts of like the old Elvish kind of territory or kingdom that was quite expansive previously and had quite a lot of different cultural elements. You know, some people are living in the valley, some people are living up on the hills at the far end, some people are living even closer in Hollowbone direction. And so they're each bringing their specific regional cuisines and serving them in the food court. Yeah, or the food truck pod.
Food truck pod.
Yeah.
I've heard Kissimmee cuisine.
So it's all elves though. So this,
it's all
it's not
Elvish.
right.
No fusion.
But they could have like a little Kissimmee mascot, you know, like you could
Mhm.
have like tiger food cart.
You know, maybe there are a couple of non-elves in this. This
Oh, well, it wouldn't necessarily be non-elves.
oh
I'm just saying
the elves who
elves making Kissimmee cuisine.
yeah.
Like Tex-Mex?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good.
They wear little frog costumes.
Okay.
Yeah, so probably.
So what do people say about it? They say, well, some people say, "Oh my God, you've got to try this. It's this newest thing. Oh, you haven't heard of this place." And some people say, "I got so sick. Oh my God, I got so sick on that Kisame food."
And some people are like, it's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, there are a lot of feelings.
They dress like frogs.
Right.
For our listeners, Kisame are like,
Oh, yeah.
more of a tree frog people. What is Kisame cuisine? We have never ever talked
So
about
I picture
this.
it's just she rolls with bugs.
There's definitely rice.
Yeah.
Definitely rice.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like curried rice situation.
Curried rice with cricket.
Like I think it's super flavorful and like spice forward.
Yeah, so that's the like staple part of it, but you also get a small bowl that is full of like extremely piping hot soup. So we know that like the Kisame had their caves full of like bubbling hot springs.
Yeah, they're also like
Yeah.
near like a volcano,
Yeah.
right? So there are probably a lot of fruit
Yeah.
in their food. It's like a very hot
Curry,
location.
fruit, hot soup.
Maybe, it's a fruit soup, but a hot fruit soup.
soup.
Hot fruit
I
soup.
would eat the shit out
Yeah.
of that.
So
If
from
you
the
need
outside,
someone-
it looks like it's a gathering kind of accumulation of all kinds of these different carts, basically. So I think that they've repurposed a lot of carts that were used for trade on the roads. Yeah, and that are instead now just sitting there. Great. That's Nate. Do you want to do your first?
Yes, I feel like we're due for a corp card. And I was
Yeah.
So this is corpse location, but what if I have an idea for like a medium-sized corporation?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of stupid, but
I'm excited already.
Those are the best kind.
so Glimmer Falls is a world where elves used to live for hundreds or even thousands of years,
Yeah.
but now they live for hundreds of years. So
Oh, no, not even that.
No, like
not even that.
80 years.
Like 80 years. So I think that the coffin manufacturers kind of formed a conglomerate and are now a medium-sized corporation because they're just fucking selling coffins.
Zoom coffins.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I love
It's
it.
like probably something so bad like Quick Coffin.
QWICK.
Raven save.
Yeah, Craven's I think it's like all a few, but like they like different names, but they're all the same corporation.
Zoom tomb.
Zoom Tomb, Save and Grave, Quick Coffin,
Right.
the Embalming Brothers. And so like they just very rapidly started to amass this money, so they have become a medium corporation.
That's nice. Okay, so under which of the big corps do you think that they've been like absorbed? So I think this certainly could have been the thing which started out as entrepreneurs. I think they would have definitely got swallowed up once they reach a certain
And
size.
what are coffins made out of now that wood
Yeah,
is
they used to
currency?
be wood. I think maybe there's some kind of like Glimmer runoff plastic.
Oh,
So what
Like-
are the high
like a
end
particle.
coffins?
The high-end coffins have some wood and
Yeah.
stone.
Yeah.
Like a particle board, but mostly plastic and just a little
Yeah.
bit of board.
It's also not unheard of to like unbury an old relative in a wooden coffin and sort of reuse it in the family.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
It's-
stuff them in there.
There's money just sitting there.
Grandma loved Grandpa. This is what they would have wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a Glimmer Corp business if it's
Yeah.
primarily like plastics based.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sweet.
love how practical it is.
What if
I
what
just
if the
knew I
elf-
was going to draw a corp card since you drew yours, and so I only thought of a corporation.
That's really good.
What if the umbrella corporation is like inter like as in
Mhm.
marry, like intercore or
Yeah, Interworks.
interworks?
Sure. Yeah, that can be the
Subsidiary.
subsidiary.
Interworks.
I mean, so we don't want to create any more top level corps, basically.
Yeah, this is. I
So we
was
have a
thinking like
lot
a
already.
medium level.
So yeah, this is great. Yeah, that works perfectly. So Intercorp, the collection of various brands of coffin manufacturers.
So it also includes location. So is this is going to be like in the Tangle?
Yeah.
Mhm.
At least probably like the biggest one, Grave and Save.
Yeah.
People down here die more. Wonder
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, they do.
It's true.
Yeah, but I
What's
think
the
these-
luxury brand?
coffin couture.
Yeah.
Bertie already has.
Put the down payment on. I'm not getting any younger.
All right.
That's
Chris,
a child
do you want to do
coffin,
round
Bertie.
2?
Round 2. 10 of a diamond.
Oh,
Another corp.
another corp.
All right.
Another pretty big one.
Medical facility. Would that be corp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that
could very
would
well
be
be.
corp.
Probably under tower is my guess, depending on what you see them doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be. So the intention was, well, we have to have somebody down there. So it's a facility where they, like on the outside, it looks like a proper health facility where you can go and get treatment and supplies. But when it's actually very understaffed and not well supported, they don't usually have a ton of supplies. It's really just for show to say like, yep, we're there, we're helping you guys.
Okay.
So yeah, so that it's very nice on the outside. They kind of keep up the face there. But so on the inside, just very empty. Usually there's like one person, not really like supplying a whole lot of help. It's hard to actually get any assistance.
Cool.
It's sort of like an insurance sort of deal. Like, ooh, we can't cover that.
Yeah.
Like, we can't help you with this because you have to fill out these 30,000 forms and you didn't do the 18th one quite right.
Yeah, actually, you need to print these at home. Oh, you don't have a printer.
We haven't created the printer. I'm beating a dead horse, so it's like America.
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like, there's just always something, just not going to actually work out.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole vibe is like, this is the old city looking after all the workers in the lower tier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're here for you, but not really.
Exactly.
Nice. That's good. It's dark. It's nice.
The slogan is, the answer is yes, but there's a little asterisk.
Nice. True.
Yep. Do another diamond, queen of diamonds.
A big core.
So I was thinking we need like a courier service, a Glimmer Corp sanctioned delivery network housed in a central location.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like a very like brutalist exterior, and inside it's just like constant movement, like conveyor belts, doors opening, things going in, things coming out, and just very chaotic in there.
Would you be interested in what's it called? Like longshoreman? What are the guys who unload ships and whatnot? Stevedore, that's what
Oh yeah, that's what
Would
all
you
of
be
us were
interested?
thinking of.
Yes, of course.
I would have gotten there.
That's the name for people who lug stuff around. I'm pretty sure that's the guild.
Give him 30, 45 minutes, he would have gotten it.
Would you be interested in a guild for this? Because this is something I was thinking about previously.
Okay, would a guild be allowed to be part of Glimmer Corps then?
So it would be, like the engineering guild, there would be engineering guildsmen working in the corp, but they would maintain. So I figured like there are a few types of working people who have sufficient breadth in organization to maintain cohesion. And I figured like the people who are moving stuff around might be one of them.
Okay.
Because they would have pre-existed all of this stuff, right?
Right.
Because they would have been there for the trade and taking stuff up the hill originally.
But the Glimmer has made it much easier, so it's, I would say, it feels like it's been completely taken over, but they're still there.
I think so,
Okay.
right? Yeah, so they're trying to resist it all being automated.
Mm.
Yeah, how does that feel for you?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so it's a kind of increasingly automated logistics location, but still kind of staffed by these guys who do the last
We're
mile.
like desperately trying to hold on to their jobs.
Nice. Okay.
So they're actively trying to be inefficient so that they still have a place of work.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Nice. And I think certain parts of the process they have particularly like refused to give up, like unloading stuff off the trains, for instance.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, really like it. Greta.
Ooh, 6 of Hearts, local business.
Yeah.
I think the local business is going to be scrappers. Do we have scrappers yet?
Oh, very good.
So we have like a lot of engineering, like hardware, whatever in the guilds. But I think like these people, this business is like reclaiming things that are broken, discarded. I feel like maybe your grandfather got a lot of stuff from them. Thanic, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gold star customer.
Yeah.
Scrappers.
The
Could also be a
scrappers.
little criminal and going out into the.
Very
It's the
good.
water margin.
Yeah.
Called scrappers.
Old. Oh, scrap.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, scrap. That's as a name.
Yeah. So maybe that's a bit about what people say about this place.
I don't know.
No, I got it,
don't think
I
it's
got
good
it.
enough.
You know, they clean up. They take care of stuff. And
Scrap heap.
I think that there's nothing crooked about them, but you know, they'll take an opportunity when they see one.
Yes, they're just some local folks.
Mm-hmm.
They're just vendors.
Local
They don't
folks.
really ask too many questions about where the scrap comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So this is maybe one of the fenced locations then, from when
Yeah.
you guys steal stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So let's get a name for this business because this may come up again.
Well, if it's based out of another derelict church, it could be Holy Scrap.
Wait.
I think it just could be that.
That's very good.
I think it's
running
next
out of
to.
religion.
I think it's next to a derelict church. It's like
Maybe it's next to the,
Maybe
the
it's
lower
next-
rung.
Yeah, it could be. Or it could be.
It could be next to.
right next to us. Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Holy Scrap is next door.
Yeah, we love that they're next door.
Yeah.
And
Makes it
that's
so convenient.
that's how we get out of like that alcove outside. Is that there's just piles of stuff, so we
Okay.
can just like
So you don't
I've
even
got
jump
it.
down from the second story.
No.
You just clamber down.
you just clamber
Like
down.
junkie.
Down the scrap. Get
Okay.
off my scrap.
Okay, so let's do a quick scene
Mm-hmm.
because this feels like a person who you'd be interacting with. So you've come down out of the church, out of the shrine to Kimba. You're carrying down all of this like gold, basically, all of these ritual pieces, the stuff that's equating to your coin, and you're liquidating it. So who's carrying it? Who's going in to see the scrappers?
We're gonna liquidate this much gold to these guys.
Yeah, like this is how you
You got to translate it.
treasures into
That's
coins.
true.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
get knots.
okay.
You got to get
Yeah.
slivers.
Need those good slivers.
So
I'm busy tinkering.
Bertie
Okay.
has unlimited actions.
this isn't a downtime activity. This is just a scene.
Just a cutscene.
Well,
I just really want to get a sense of who this person is.
oh yeah.
This-
I mean, I
it
don't think
feels right for
we
a
shouldn't
character.
show up as one person with this much gold. That's risky.
Alara will be there.
No, I'm
Okay.
not with you.
Yay.
All right, so you three, you go down, you're carrying this stuff. Reed,
We're not
what
gonna
does-
bring Finn
what
with
does
us?
this person sound like? This feels like someone in your...
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, hi there, folks. How you doing?
Well, hey there, friend. What's your name?
Well, I'm Dick.
Excuse me?
Could you say that again?
Do you need to spell it? I'm Dick.
You're Derek?
Dick.
Did you say Doug?
Smell it?
I think he said dick. Also, we're all here now.
Is it Dan? Oh, Dick.
Dick.
Yeah.
Hey, Derek.
So,
Hey, Dick.
just overalls, right?
Yeah. Just overalls. So much gray chest hair.
Yes.
So much gray chest hair. Bald up top, but a nice thick mane around the side.
Like the mutton chops?
Is he?
It's
Is
like
he?
more than mutton chops. It goes.
got the-
It's just the crown that's bald. Everything else is
He's
just
got
like
the
massive and beefy.
He's got the Garfunkel. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
No shoes,
Yeah, no.
right?
Yeah,
An
no shoes.
elder gentleman.
faint scent of iron on him.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so wrinkly. Just a massive pile of wrinkles of an elf. You don't
Just like
see
a
that.
pile of laundry.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Sharpay dog.
Yeah. And that's dirt.
Is it?
Dirt.
Okay, is it Derek? Doug?
I think it's Dirk.
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 Okay, all right.
Why is this so high? It's dirt.
Does he have a name tag?
No.
He doesn't have an A type. but he does have a poodle who like runs up to you and is barking like furiously. This is the most aggressive, but like pristine dog.
A white-haired poodle?
Yeah.
No dirt. The cleanest dog you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah, but like
Does,
awful. Just an awful.
Does your dog like peanut butter cookies?
It pees on your leg. There is no redeeming feature to this animal. It's objectionable.
Add it to our list of enemies.
Quit doing that part. That's not very nice. What are you folks here for?
Excuse me, is your dog's name Pa?
Dude,
That's- I mean, I'm Derek. This is fun. What's I don't understand. What's your understand? I'm Derek. This is fun.
I'm crying.
All right, well,
I think
wares here.
I think Bertie goes up and shakes his hand. Bertie really is a friend of all the elder elves.
Your hand comes back so greasy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. Just so much. Yeah. Like industrial oil grease. Is
That's
on
okay.
the
Bertie's a man of the people.
So, what can I help you folks with today?
We just have some gold that we're gonna drop
Woo!
off.
You got gold. Woo! It's been a long time since I've seen gold.
gold stuff.
Just gold stuff.
Gold stuff. Poof. Yeah, I'll take a look. Let's see what you got.
And pull out all that we have.
Dirk, I think you should wash your hands first. Nothing against you, but gotta keep this pristine for whoever you fence it to afterwards.
I just did. And Dirk opens a door behind him, and you just see there's a soap dispenser sort of looking device that just seems to have grease in it.
Okay.
He takes a couple of pumps and like motions to rub it together on his hands, doesn't wash it or anything, comes straight back out into the main room where everyone is hanging out fencing their wares.
Look what you did, Bertie. He's greasier.
All right, Doug's ready to handle whatever you got. But what do we got here? We got is that a
We've got a golden scythe.
gold side? Ooh, that's a darn pretty piece you got right there. Ooh.
Purr. Sniffs it a little bit. Gives it a bite and then looks up at Dur. And that gives it kind of doggy equivalent of a thumbs up.
Hey, polish is good. So yeah, what do you look over this kind of piece?
2.
It's been a long time since someone came in here and asked Doug for 2. Oh, weird.
Well,
What?
Well,
I crossed my arms.
We can talk about you. What else you got in here?
Well, I was thinking about keeping this one, and she points to like an incense burner that you could smoke drugs out of, looks like.
Of course.
But it's kind of big. And I was thinking about keeping this one. But I mean, if you have the right price for it, I think I know someone else that would probably want this. No, you know what?
yeah, Jiminy.
Yeah, Jiminy. Jiminy.
Jiminy?
Yeah, the very same.
Oh.
But don't worry.
I mean, I'm having fun out Jimmy.
It's a small world.
Okay, this feels then like a group consortium. I think.
I'll lead this one.
Or Sway, perhaps. Are you trying
That's
to
Sway.
make friends with
We're trying to make friends.
I want to make friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a consort with Dur.
If we have no dots in consort,
I have one.
Well, wait. Who's leading the roll?
I will.
Yeah, okay. leading the roll.
Starless.
So this is a control position.
Yeah.
The effect is standard.
I failed.
I did.
I got a 4.
and then I get the lowest one.
Correct.
Oh,
Oof.
not good.
I got a
That's
6.
a 1.
All right.
Fail.
6 from Cove, but 3 fails from Finn, Alara, and Bertie.
Okay,
I think we all just look
Starless,
so
you-
confused and distraught.
3 stress for Starless.
Damn, guys.
Cove, what do you do
stressful.
to help sell your wares.
Save the day, Cove.
My voice kind of mimics what he's doing. I'm really just trying to be on his level, and I'm like kind of slowly devolving into Dur's.
I'm Kerr.
but my name's Curve.
You're cool. I'm dead.
This is great.
We family?
Are we gonna get 2 from you?
I think with that full success, you get 3.
Yeah.
Woo!
I mean, for family. Yeah.
Now, dude,
For family.
You're my son.
Who's your daddy?
Right. And so we established that this accent comes from the south side of the verb.
Yeah, just come to the south side of the verb.
Yeah. All else from the south side of the verb speak like this.
There's a creek over there.
There's a crew.
Yeah, actually, it's a Kerr.
Yeah.
did Dur see us come down out of our window?
No.
Okay.
No.
You know who did though? Purr.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, Purr.
Purr no. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
For family, you guys 3 for sure. Yeah.
Oh, family discount.
Yeah,
Yeah, you good.
I appreciate you being there.
Well, I appreciate your camaraderie.
Does this mean we also win over Purr?
No, absolutely not.
Purr hates you.
But
But he hates everyone.
does that mean that Dur is now one of our contacts?
Heck yeah, why not?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You
as-
first first.
How do we spell Dur?
I'm just
No,
spelling it.
No.
you did not get to know that.
There is no spelling.
Yeah, we all just kind of figured it out.
And that's why he doesn't like
Yeah.
me.
Dur goes in for a hug as soon as Cove seals the deal. It's immediate hug.
Immediately
Yeah.
responds in kind.
And the hug is just way too long. He just holds and
I don't
holds
mind at all.
and
It's
holds.
really nice, but it's greasy.
Yeah.
It's so greasy. And I think Paj just barking at you the entire time. Pa is not used to any sort of person touching Dirk, and Pa is just mad.
Well,
You know, when my partner hugs me, my dog will start to jump up
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
try to knock her off.
Yeah, exactly. It's that sort of thing.
This is Purr.
Pa's protecting Dirk.
Dur.
okay.
This is
absurd.
You ain't seen nothing, I'm sure, yet.
Okay, I got the 5 of hearts, so we have a medium-sized business.
Can we just take a minute before we get into this to enjoy and recognize how far we are away from Dungeons and Dragons right now?
Yes.
Isn't it wild where we started
Yeah.
and where we are now?
What did we call it again? What was the scrap place again? The holy scrap.
Holy scrap.
Yeah, this here's whole script.
Her face.
Her?
Her name. Her.
Say it with me, it's whole script.
Her face.
Okay. Born to Die, sponsored by Her Skirt. Ryan, what's your next one?
So I got a 5 of hearts, so it's a medium-sized local business, and I know exactly what this is, except for I don't have a name for it yet, so think about that.
Sweet.
This is the local music store. This is where we decided the technology. Well, we never decided on the technology of
Not
music,
yet,
but I think
let's do it.
Yeah.
so. It is the technology of music are these birds. They're known as melodious wax birds.
Mhm.
Melodious wax birds can perfectly mimic up to let's say 11 different parts. 11 different musical parts. You can expand on that by training more melodious wax birds and in the same sort of album. And this is where the real heads go. This is where the people who want to find the obscure stuff. These
Okay.
birds are a little bit worn out. They might be nearing the end of their life cycle. But this is where you're gonna get the gems. You're gonna find some really cool stuff that hasn't been heard. So you even have people coming from the old city to dig through the collection of wax birds that they have at this place.
Okay, so let's talk through the mechanics of this because I think it's so interesting. So the birds, you have live music played by elves, etc.
Yeah.
The birds listen to it,
Yes.
and then they repeat it by singing.
Yes.
That's
But-
cool.
But it's not I think you and I had a side conversation about this. It's not like guaranteed,
Right.
And so you have to have a bunch of birds and then you figure out which ones have memorized it.
Yes, exactly.
So a recording studio is like an aviary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And then so you have the musicians would perform, and then after the performance happens, you would go around and kind of like ply the birds with treats and see which ones will actually remember the performance with fidelity. And so actually you can purchase a bird that is like a lower fidelity recording. It sounds a little bit more like it's going to be missing some parts. It's going to be a little bit lower quality, but it is more affordable.
Are these just old birds?
The ones that have the lower fidelity, not necessarily, but yeah, like as they get older, their vocal cords wear out. They are not, they're not like some kind of like permanent resource, which makes them all the more valuable.
Okay, so then in all of the places that in a normal world would have music playing, whether it's even Holy Scrap, right, would have like some radio in the background.
Yeah.
It's a bird.
Right.
He's going through his old catalog.
Yeah, you can have a bird that has a lot of songs, but they're going to be of lower quality. Whereas if you get a bird that has only one album and only knows one album, it's going to be incredibly high fidelity, but that's the only album you can get out of it.
Okay. And then thinking about places which, like the club, they've got the club, like the snake pit, for instance.
Right.
Wait, is the snake pit still a thing?
The snake.
You're saying same city as a snake pit.
The snake pit is the most famous club of Hollowbone.
Yeah.
In a club that is playing recorded music, they would have to have dozens and dozens of birds.
Yes, and that would actually make a club pretty exclusive because you would have to not only have a deep collection, but you would have to have a deep collection many times over to get the amplification.
Right.
And for old songs, you would have birds trained on the output of other birds.
Yeah, big old game at telephone.
You get a big telephone sort of situation.
And it gets cracklier.
It gets cracklier. A couple of words get changed around as like dialects change and stuff like that. There's some big misunderstandings in some old songs.
Okay, so what's this music store called?
Good question. I mean, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is the aviary. But I think we could do the birdcage. Let's see what else.
Birdcage.
The
Squawk is nice.
squawk.
Squawk's good.
Squawk box.
Squawk box.
Wait, that's the MSNBC business.
Oh, is it?
Are there news birds?
Is there a pun on polyvinyl?
Let's say polywax.
Polywax.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You're talking about polish?
Yeah, that's really good, right? Nice. Okay, read.
All right, I got a 4 of diamonds, 4 corp location. This is the employee housing / barracks for Glimmer Corp security. There is constantly kegs on tap.
Is this the Australians?
Yes.
Finn was just there.
That's right, Finn was just here. She had a rip of a time.
Walked right past my wanted poster.
So, okay, can we address this one in poster? Because you guys escaped like an hour ago. So this one in poster, I think
It predated your escape.
predates your escape, and the only thing I can think of is that you've been fucking so many of these Australian women.
Are we
But you're-
dating the
this-
same person?
There's a thing up on, exactly, it's on the wall like, don't
Have you seen this horse?
Stay away.
stop letting her in.
I'm
not a
sleeping
wanted-
with the door woman.
It's not a wanted poster. It's just a board full of jilted lovers.
It's not a wanted poster. It's an I want this person poster.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Okay, so tell us more about the
It's a
barracks.
burn
Yes.
board.
It's a funny board.
It doesn't work though. You
It
keep
is a fugly slut.
There's also graffiti on there. It's like, call me.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
I miss you.
All right, Finn, if you come back here, you've got to call me. I need you.
Maybe
I
I
need your
will.
bed.
Signed
So we
Sheila.
have a wall of erotic desperation. What else happens in the barracks?
So
That's about it.
there are not cots. There are fully enclosed hammocks that are sort of like pouches.
yeah, that's good.
Uh-huh.
This podcast is not going to do well in Australia.
They're all asleep.
We're establishing ourselves as an anti-Australia podcast.
I mean, they might. Fuck me. No. I mean,
Or sleep in a little couch.
This is the corpsiest episode we've ever had.
they might take some irony in it. I don't know. Why?
We're only gonna tour in Australia.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
so
So,
let's back carefully away from these accents.
hammocks that are pouches.
Okay.
Hammocks that are pouches. A wall full of Finn call me's.
Yeah.
A different wall full of have you seen this fugly slut?
Okay.
Hangs on tap constantly for anyone who's off duty.
But also for anyone who is an aficionado of Australian beer, there'll also be bags of beer.
Yeah,
Bags?
right.
Yeah.
I mean, Reed as a person has never heard of this, but I believe Greta because she's a well-traveled person. Anyways, what else do we have?
What? Okay, let me ask you a question. So
Yeah.
we've really laid in to these poor hardworking Australians.
Yep.
Here's the bone question.
Yeah.
Here's the phone.
What?
I mean,
What
Finn's quite familiar with the bone question.
for a fly on
Phone
the
answer.
Sorry,
Okay,
Our children.
I'm desperately trying to bring a little bit of
I refuse.
of
There are
dignity
no
into
rules
these
here in the bone
walls.
chamber.
What you know for a fly on the wall within these barracks, what
Yeah.
would we learn about these Aussie watchmen that might not be obvious from the outside?
Actually, deeply intellectual. They're complex.
Reading every chance they get, those guys.
There are books lining the wall, like old leather-bound tomes. So these barracks used to be a library in Lower, and as Glimmer Corp took over this particular part of the tier, they seized a public workspace and put their employees here. And I mean, the books were just there, so there's no real reason to move them. And so these Glimmer Corp employees have constant access to the largest library in the entirety of the lower tier. And I mean, they're quite well read. I don't know what else to tell you.
I love it. That's really good. Highly literate. Those Aussie folks.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of
Won the Australian audience back.
They also have a lot of like
You're all-
emotional support animals, and they're like these little fluffy gray critters with big ears. They all have chlamydia and smooth little brains. They're so
And
I mean, to be fair, if there are any communicable diseases in this barracks, it's Finn's fault.
I mean, it makes sense. There's a lot of downtime.
There's a lot
Maybe-
of downtime.
Maybe like the most.
Finn fills so many people's downtime.
I mean, it makes sense why there's a good chance this stresses me out versus just de-stresses me.
Yeah.
And I think that like, do a lot of them also have like, are they writing their own novels? Or is half the content about like Finn drama?
Fan fiction.
And it was right there.
Thomas is checked out.
We
So
don't.
this podcast is just about these barracks and
What-
their library.
We don't need him anymore. We've overtaken the podcast.
Well, I'm away for the next few weeks, so you guys can really indulge. You could certainly do a one-shot purely in the barracks. Okay, let's keep this moving.
But I want to spend all my time in the barracks.
This is a 10 of spades. That's a large oddity. I want something here that is a holdover from pre-enclosure of the lower city. So something again back from the time when it was mostly kind of traders and farmers and merchants and such. So what sort of thing would have been like a really important building or place during that? How about this? I think maybe it's a well.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do we not have wells now?
Not necessarily. I don't think so because
Is that
I think
what this is?
I think it's all piped.
That's a manhole.
Yeah. It's
No, that's a well, actually.
You didn't have to manhole explain it.
Oh, I mean, if history's any evidence, Finn has no idea what a manhole is.
Sorry.
Men make good friends. Starless is my best friend and nothing more.
We can't have any world building. Don't let Tom do any world building. It's not allowed. Not tonight.
Dirty jokes.
It's only dirty Australian jokes. There's nothing else. There's nothing else, Tom.
Tell us
It's
about
dirty
your
Australian
mom.
jokes.
I want to hear
We
about
have
it.
3 more scenes that we have to do tonight.
I'm so sorry.
We have 3 more scenes after we finish.
I will
Big feather
forfeit my
going.
card for being disruptive.
That we absolutely have to do before you leave. And there's nothing but dirty Australian jokes between now and then. Nothing else.
challenging people. I best to think of what this thing is.
Dear listener, this is what you can expect from the next 2 episodes while Tom is out of town. It's just dirty Australian jokes. There will be nothing of substance happening.
I should certainly hope not.
Wait, so it is a well or it isn't a well?
I think it is. I think it is. But I wanted to have something. I wanted to have something which is kind of come down from the old city. So imagine this like this prior world in which people would become, and like Glimmer Falls had this exclusivity even then, right?
Yeah.
Like this idea of like you're not allowed into the main city if you're a non-citizen. And there's something special about it. Like people who are coming, farmers who are coming to sell their wares, or people who are coming to trade from other cities, would get there and kind of either camp or be staying in one of the inns and taverns at the bottom of this city and looking up, and there's this huge like silver tree with golden leaves kind of rustling in the breeze, all of these waterfalls cascading down, and this just sense of incredible civility and kind of magic all happening above. And I kind of want some of that to be welling up out of the ground, kind of figuratively and literally. And
What if it's water from a specific aquifer that like comes from above?
I think that's nice, yeah. And I think this, here we go. All the rest of the water that is available to people in the lower tier has gone through the Glimmer extraction process. This is the one well which is still receiving unadulterated water from the top. And so it's like, it's pure and it still shimmers. Right? And I think, so I guess there are 2 ways of handling this, right? Because this would be extremely popular if people knew what it was. So either it's hidden or it has been appropriated.
I think it's appropriated. You have property that abuts the boundaries.
Yeah.
And if you don't own that property, then you cannot.
Perfect. Okay.
So it's like
access.
HOA protected.
Right.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's
But-
Greta?
But I think that they offer a glimmer of hope to everyone in this area. So when a baby is born, it's first like,
That's
I know that
good.
babies aren't supposed to drink water, but like the first child's sip of water is from the well.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So this is the most desirable housing, and it has like all of them have a back kind of garden area, where this well is in the center. But yeah, it has this civic purpose too. Yeah, that's really nice.
What's it called? Baby's first drink.
The
I'm like well of sorrow.
They kill baby.
Or it's like well of hope.
So
I'm thinking
it would have
purity,
I mean-
clean.
like it would have had a name back in the day before, right? So like
What if there is a belief that may or may not be founded that consuming water from this well is the source of elven longevity, and it could be called something like Infinity Well, the Everwell, the
Everwell's nice.
Everwell
Yeah, let's go
is
with
nice.
that.
Everwell sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Natne, last one.
Okay. Let's see what we got. This is a 3 of hearts.
Small Lego business.
Yes, I do have a kind of fun idea for this. So I think this is a tiny little like theater that does puppet shows. So it doesn't have like a lot of seating and it's not like super popular. And there's a rumor that the only reason it stays open is because it has like a rich beneficiary. You do still have to like buy tickets to go and stuff, but when you go inside, it's like a step back in time with like the gorgeous stage and like the big long velvet red curtains and the gold ceilings. And it is one of the very few places you can go in Glimmer Falls to hear history about the rest of the world. So you'll see stories about orcs and dwarves and
A golden man, maybe?
humans, a golden man,
You're talking about
Tarask, flaming tigers. You see all kinds of stuff here,
Right.
and it seems like very like embellished stories, but nobody knows who the beneficiary is.
Oh,
I know who it is, but
that's really nice. I like that a lot.
So we have 3 theaters, basically. 4.
I mean,
This
this
is an entertainment district.
Whoopoo.
yeah,
Do we have
How
a
to tell?
name for this theater?
I don't.
I do like the idea of the upper crust kind of slumming it
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in the
Real art is here
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
trenches.
Yeah.
like that couple that was in the what do we call it? The
Oh, the cathedral, the
Ca-
theater.
theater.
Yeah, the cathedral.
Yeah, totally.
I like to come down here where they, there's just an authenticity to their poverty.
God.
I'm
Mhm.
trying to think of a name for it. I don't know. Someone help me. I can't name my baby. Crowdsource it.
Puppet Palooza.
No.
That is correct. That is the correct answer.
I don't have a name for the place, but I want a character named the Pastor of Muppets.
We don't necessarily have to name it. Like we can, we
Yeah.
can come to it later.
Finn's
That's
never been. She doesn't know what it's called.
sweet. That's a really good population. We got some great locations now.
Yeah.
So, you guys have been out and about, and who have you run into, Reed? Like, what's the kind of immediate conflict that we're engaging in here?
Yeah. So as you've been like almost mining holes in the wall of your shrine to get in and out, and you've been pretty clearly kind of all originating from this shrine that you've set up shop in,
Uh-oh.
you have seen leaning against walls on street corners, overseeing the comings and goings in this particular part of the Tangle. There are a group of similarly dressed folks who the common theme is incredibly tight black leather pants and a purple velvety ruffled shoulders shirt. It looks like they're wearing a little bit of lighter toned makeup, and all of their hair appears to be dyed dark black and slicked over to one side. These people standing on these various street corners have been watching your comings and goings with some interest. And after a few days after it becomes pretty clear that you're kind of using this shrine as a base or a place to set up shop or, a long-term residence. One of them comes up to you. Which one of you do we think gets taken aside as someone notices you leaving?
Maybe we roll for it.
Yeah. If everyone wants to roll prowl, whoever takes the lowest is who we'll have the scene with.
Uh-oh.
3.
I got 6.
You got 4?
3 is the lowest from Starless.
2 is the lowest from me.
2 is the lowest from Finn.
These
Well,
guys are
let's-
not smart
let's
if they
see.
pick me.
Let's see. 6.
6 from Bertie. Okay. Finn,
I did say, was it scream stealth for my hat?
yeah. Bertie's hat screams stealth. No one has noticed Bertie for the last couple of
Fucking
days.
with Bertie.
But Finn, as she skates down the rubble pile extremely loudly, there are metal bits and bobs clanking in your wake as you surf down this hill of junk. You reach the bottom. Where do you think you're going right now?
To smoke a cigarette. I'm not
Yeah.
even leaving.
Yeah, you're just looking to find an empty, kind of calm place to light up.
Yeah.
And one of the bigger and burlier people that you've seen out in this area of town comes up to you and says, I'm not going to be able to get through this without laughing, so I apologize in advance. Who are you strolling through my streets all these days, all these weeks? Who are you? What is your business here?
I think I just blow smoke straight in his face. I'm Finn.
He also has a cigarette lit, does not react whatsoever to your blowing smoke in his face, just kind of inhales it through his nose while taking a drag on his own cigarette.
When he blows out, I inhale that.
Just like a game of one-upmanship to me.
It's
What is the relevant attribute here? Maybe wreck?
I would prefer wreck.
What other stats exist in this game?
wreck.
I don't think it's wreck. It's
Finesse.
I mean, command in the sense that it's sort of an intimidation exercise. Yeah.
yeah, command seems good.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with command.
So bad. It's a 2.
So you start to cough a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's smoking.
You exhale your smoke into this figure's face. He inhales it, takes a drag off his cigarette at the same time, and exhales back into your face. You start to cough a little bit. What is your business here? I've seen you in my streets these past few days. Do you not know that this is the territory of the spectral underground?
Why would anyone know that?
Is it not clear from all of the posters that we have put up all around these few blocks?
Can I see some of his posters?
Yeah, there are posters for movies from the Gossamer Vale that have been graffitied on. What do we think the name of one of these action hero type state-sponsored propaganda movies is? The Lord Seven are classically the heroes of these movies.
Glimmer and you.
7 brides for 7 lords.
I think
Sure.
it's a refuge against the darkness.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Exactly.
Glimmer in the dark.
Yeah, glimmer
Yeah,
in the dark.
yeah, Glimmer in the dark. So these movie posters that are mass produced by the Church of the Gossamer Vale have had their titles crossed out, their iconography modified to say various different things that you may or may not be familiar with. The name Balthor seems to come up a lot. Does Finn have any idea who Balthor or Kyle Kyleson is? And
No.
how would you know? Okay.
No. So I think that this guy says this, and so I sort of stand up, crack my knuckles.
Okay. It's clear you're not very smart because you wouldn't be trying to get answers out of me. So how about the person who's in charge of telling you what to do talks to the people who are in charge of telling me what to do. And we'll get this figured out. Or we could do it the fun way and we can fight in the street.
I have never backed away from a fight in the street, but we could talk. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, we could talk. Who do you answer to?
Well, it's like a democracy. But I don't have the authority to act on my own authority. You know what I mean? I mean, I do, but I prefer to act in the best interest of the collective.
His eyes kind of start glazing over at this.
I'm not the smart one.
I am familiar with this concept. Perhaps you bring your collective to me and we can have a conversation.
Okay, so we cut forward. You're at a bistro, just very tiny round tables outside. The 5 of you and 5 of these guys are seated around a single tiny table. There is one bowl of onion soup in the middle with the several croutons. All of the 5 on the other side are sipping the smallest, most ridiculous little glasses of something or other and looking at you over the tops of their noses.
What is that stuff?
You wouldn't understand.
It's a little bit. It takes a refined palate, and he takes a sip, and you can see in his eyes he doesn't like it at all. But he's like, it's so fine, delicious.
He doesn't know what it is.
What? Yeah, he does.
He doesn't know what it is.
It is a it is a fine liqueur. Yes, fine liqueur.
Yeah, it's like a purple hooch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
you
am,
could-
however, very impressed that you guys know who Balthor is.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, you know Balthor.
Do I know Balthor?
You got your man of cinematographic taste.
Among other things, yes.
A man of culture.
Culture.
You don't get into the kind of music that I'm into if you're not into adventure films.
Are you a fan of the Iron Slunky?
You want to talk Iron Slunky right now? Or are we going to talk about our business?
I've eaten a whole bowl of soup.
We could always.
That soup was to shell.
Why did you get it so small?
There are 10 tiny spoons.
I also like the idea that as Iron Slunky gets brought up, everybody else on this side of the table is like, no, absolutely.
There's just a sidebar. What is your favorite album?
I'm really more of a fan of the live albums. So I don't know if you've heard the performance at the lowest rung.
Have I heard the performance at the lowest rung?
Yeah, that's what I just asked you.
No, what was it like?
Exquisite. I have one of the only wax birds in existence that has that recording.
It seems that you are quite cool. Maybe we talk after your friends make the decisions?
Hold on, what decisions are we about to make?
Oh, yeah, no. I am over here. You are over there.
Sounds good. Let's get down to business.
Look, the thing that is important to know in this situation is that this district is sort of our turf, you know? And look, we're not exclusive. If you want to set up your business here, that's perfectly acceptable. But there does have to be some acceptance, some tribute, you know?
Oui, perhaps. Fuck me.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Fuck me.
Reed,
I practiced saying this word for
Reed, you invented a French accented gang. This was your choice.
I can say the word perhaps. Give me
Why
a
don't you
second. I
just
can
say
do
maybe?
No. I'm committed to this. I'm saying this one singular word.
Okay. Perhaps you are.
No, don't point it. All right. Fuck.
I want this episode to end right here.
Oh my god.
Look, we all know the
Pass.
accent's fake. Just say maybe.
I mean, okay, fine. The accent's fake. What? Perhaps. There it is, if you are at the now. Okay? If you could prove that you might one day be paying customers at our frankly upscale establishment, things could be kosher, as some of the some of the
This fucking
Kosher,
guy.
because we do have Jews
as
in
some of
Glimmer
the
Falls.
and some of the don't say
We have French, Australian,
Briefly-
and Jewish people.
briefly German, but it's fine.
Now, hold on just a second. So your criteria for us hanging around here is to just be customers at your little shop?
Or if you could prove that you could be customers.
Tell us more about this shop.
We are the spectral underground. We run the cinema magnifique.
Cinema.
Sweet. Nailed it.
You want us to prove that we can go see a movie?
The tickets are quite expensive, so
Well, I'd rather not then.
if I think what I am trying to say is if you could
Pay you off?
Well, listen.
Wait. Look, if you were to give us 1 coin,
No.
we could be fine.
We're in
If
a,
you were to give us 2 coin, we could be friends. If you were to give us no coin, we are going to have a problem.
we're in a building that's not even being used by anybody. So what's the deal?
but this area we have an upscale clientele, and if they,
So we'll walk around in suits. What do you want?
He looks up and down at Cove, gives you a nod. Looks up and down at Bertie, gives a nod at the hat. Looks up and down at the rest of you.
I'm still a little railroady.
Wait, le rêve.
Oui, if our customers happen to see you on the road or out in the streets, we might have a problem with our.
Yes.
Do you-
But how are they going to see us? Because our outfits scream stealth.
Maybe
Have you seen,
not the other word.
have you seen what we're next to? This holy scrap? They're not going to be looking at us, brother.
Look, my friend here is being coy. Like, we know that you are people of business, and you know what kind of business I'm talking about, yes?
We haven't done any business.
We're just children.
Bertie, we're adults.
This is quite a strange gambit.
We're just little kids. We don't have any money.
negotiation tactic before.
Yeah. But, I mean, the question for you is whether you want us as friends or as enemies.
Well, there are a lot of ways you can be friends, and I don't like paying for my friends, so I don't think we're going to do that.
Yeah, what does your friendship get us?
Yeah,
Just me not having to beat you up? That's not even that fun.
because
And as you say, me not having to beat you up, like 8 or 9 other people start to walk out of alleys and out from behind other businesses, all smoking cigarettes and blowing smoke in your direction.
Leather pants aside, I'm feeling a little intimidated right now.
Is this, can we make some sort of metaphor about already drinking all your French soup? Sorry, not French soup, onion soup.
What?
So, I think we can come out of the narrative now and into the mechanics. So, the thing that you start off with in this game is this decision of how to interrelate with the gang who controls the area. that you
Friend
are
or foe?
Yeah.
And so the mechanic is if you don't want to pay them anything, then you will be -1 status with them, which will put you at a kind of not enemies yet, but on the way to it. 1 coin would be neutral, 2 coin would be +1 status with them. So they start on the way to becoming allies.
Look, we could use some friends.
I think we should pay our dues.
1 coin?
Yeah.
1 is neutral, 2 would be +1 status.
What is that?
And status goes up and down. +3 would be allies, -3 would be at war.
And so +1 status would make them more willing to help you or be nice to you going forward.
Yeah.
Neutral would mean they don't care what happens to you. -1 means
They interfere.
they interfere with what you're trying to do.
I mean, do we have to wait until an opportunity like this to provide them with coin, or could we be like, you know what, we've got some extra, let's give some too.
This is the opportunity.
This is the
Yeah,
opportunity.
Yeah.
Look, Cove, I understand the impulse to be a loner here. Trust me, I do. But right now, we don't have a lot to work with, and we could use all the allies we could get right
Well,
now.
I can suppress my feelings, but I feel like you just like them because they share the same taste in music.
Look,
I'm a
this guy
this
doesn't
one.
look.
The Iron Song is the best band I've ever had.
Look, between you and me, these guys are posers. That the wax that we were talking about doesn't even exist.
if you can admit that, and we can go in knowing that, then hey, if that makes you guys happy, I'm
Here's
fine.
here's what I know from that conversation. These guys are morons.
All right. So down the road, when it suits us, we can take advantage of these morons.
Exactly.
I have a dumb friend, a dumb enemy.
I mean, Bertie tried to befriend a bug crawling out of a dark box, so I definitely want to make friends with these guys.
Nada does look kind of like a little old lady.
And I mean, they're not really in your like usual age category, but they do have a
But they're
sense of
aging
fashion.
quickly. That's for sure.
And they have an excellent sense of style.
Yeah. So what is your verdict? How much?
Can
I'm gonna say 2 coins.
Can I do like a consort roll to kind of like make it so 1 coin would equal 2 coins or something like that?
No way.
Oh, I
So
like it.
You already did that to get 3 coins. So you should only have had 2 coins previously. So you
Oh,
managed to
yeah,
already
yeah.
bump that.
Yeah,
to
we
3.
would still have another coin.
I would
Yeah.
say I'm Alara votes 2.
2.
And mechanically, there are more opportunities to spend coin later.
And we have we decided we're just like a majority rules democracy
I
here?
don't know.
It
No.
seems like it.
As a person, I vote 2, but Finn personally is just I'm going to abstain.
Well, Finn, you are the one who got us caught, so.
I'm not gonna decide either.
guess
but,
that's fair.
If you guys decide that, I'll have my coin in my hand, and I'm gonna reach out to kind of shake hand transfer, and I'm gonna squeeze a little too hard.
Can't
That's
do
right.
that.
Squeeze that French fry.
Be the seagull that they fear.
Make a roll.
Gonna be bad. Oh, but I do have so if
Yeah.
I push myself, choose one of the following additional benefits. Perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Absolutely do that.
That's a great use of special abilities.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think that just happens. I think you just have a crushing handshake.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to roll anything.
but I do have to roll for my
I think you
My
just
rank.
take 2 stress and perform a feat verging on the superhuman.
Is that what,
I
that what it
think
says?
that's what it happens. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
So you put 2 coin in your hand and reach out with this crushing handshake, and the person opposite you says, "We have a we have
We have a deal?
Jean-Claude, are you okay?
They're F's.
What's that crunching sound like?
That's the sound of you fucking with my friends, but
have a deal, I suppose. Sure. Go.
Where's your hand or limp?
He's
Is
French.
this
making enemies.
making enemies worldwide?
No Australian listeners, no French listeners.
This Southern American as his grip is just too strong. There's nothing I can do. Deal.
Okay. All right. So you have established cordial relations with the
Special underground.
special underground to get the primary gang in your area. So the other faction relationships that are established or exacerbated as a consequence of the upgrades that you're choosing, the main one I think is going to be around the workshop. So specifically, in order to get equipment for the workshop, I think your primary excellent contact is Marcus Dupree,
Yes.
right? In re-establishing relations with Marcus in order to get the gear, I mean, we should probably play it out.
Yeah.
So how does Stalis approach him?
So as far as Marcus knows, I'm dead. Right.
Yeah.
We told all the little
That's the
ladies.
official story.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think so Marcus Dupree is a bachelor. And
Oh, very much. Yeah.
and I know his route home.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day while he's commuting, I show up,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of sitting next to him on the trolley or the cart or whatever it is that he
Mhm.
travels on.
Right.
And
The trunky. The trunky.
the trunky. And I just kind of hand him a little note that says, "Hi, Marcus," and sort of pull back my hood.
Bloody hell!
Yeah. Hi.
I thought you were a goner.
I mean, do you really think that an alchemist of my skill is going to die in a spark accident?
I mean, I don't know. You're quite reckless,
That's true. That's true.
and drugs is drugs.
But I'm also very precise.
I mean,
So-
look, it's fantastic to see you, Stalis. I'm glad you're not dead.
I'm glad I'm not dead too. So I hate to show up out of the blue and start asking favors. But Marcus, I'm in a desperate situation right now. I need to know, first of all, are we on the same side or not?
Look, I mean, who are you running from? Like, why did you fake your death?
To be honest, I don't know. I think it could be Glimmer Corp. It could be something else. I just know that somebody is after me. I gotta keep myself scarce. And quite frankly, the fact that you even know that I exist is putting you in danger as well.
Why would Glimmer Corp want to end you?
Look, how important is it to you? I think the less you know, the better.
So you see the wheels turning in Marcus's head. Like, I don't think he, as an engineer, is someone who can see a problem like this and not want to solve it. So he's like, look, I get what you're saying. Like, it's just weird though. Like, you are valuable to Glimmer Corp. Like, why would they want to put some problems in your way,
Look,
let alone kill you?
look. Loose lips sink ships. I may have shared some secrets that they didn't want out. I may have been getting ahead of the development, but truth be told, I can't say for sure that it was them. In fact, I have my suspicions that it wasn't.
If it weren't Glimmer Corp, though,
Who would it be? Exactly. I don't know, but I don't have the time to think about that right now.
I've got a suspicion or two, but let's save that for a future scene. Okay, what do you need?
So I'm trying to get back on my feet, and I'm establishing a small workshop where I can develop some tech. I need anything you can get me, because right now I'm working out of, let's just say, a meager situation.
Okay. Yeah, I can get you some gear.
Mostly I just have wire.
It's not even.
That's why, Laura.
Yeah.
Borrowed wire.
Yeah, no problem. I can get you some gear. Like, I don't want your brain idling away. Yeah, no problem.
So if you can get me anything that can generate power, I need some tools, basic to advanced. I could use if any kind of alchemical elements that you got access to. And look, we don't have a lot of capital on us right now.
Yeah, don't worry. You don't need to pay for it. I'll sort you out. I mean, look, you've got a brain on you, and I'm sure at some point in the future you can probably help me out with a tricky problem and whatnot I'll get into.
I can't tell you how good how reassuring that is. And you know that as soon as I get things established, I'm good for it.
Hey, yeah.
I trust you. You've been good to me. You've taken care of me. It's the only reason I took this risk exposing myself like this. But let me be clear. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who's after me, but you got to keep this between you and I.
Yeah. I mean, that shouldn't be a problem at all. Don't have a wise social circle.
I might be able to help you with that
Let
eventually.
me know where to drop off the gear and have a think about who it might be who was after you. I mean, look.
You said you have some ideas.
Well, I'll give you a hint of my thought process. Like, what concerns or powerful people might have been negatively impacted by the kind of work, the kind of new innovation that you were doing at Glimmer Corp?
That's a good point.
Have a ponder on that. In the meantime, yeah, I'll go and get you the gear. I'll go and get you the ingredients and drop them off. Let me know where.
I got a contact at Reclamation Rail. Name's Finraya.
Yeah, not heard of her.
Ask around. You'll find her. Yeah, ask the ladies. They'll know where to point you.
Don't know many of them, to be fair.
Well, now's as good a time as any to start.
So, hey, it's he extends out his hand, and you see there's just like a bunch of like scars and kind of chemical burns and such on it. And of the sort that you see, there's a few on your own. And he grasps it. He's like, take care of yourself. Try not to fake die again.
Trust me, I'm not looking to die in any way, fake or real. You take care of yourself too.
All right. See you later, Stylus. And so mechanically, you're going to take +1 status with the engineering guild.
Nice.
Through that contact. And you have -2 status with whichever entity is targeting you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You don't know yet.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Thank you to all of our players.
Fantastic.
Reed, thank you for really pushing through on some challenging accents this evening. Yeah. And thank you to Jeff for all of our phenomenal music.
Thank you, Jeff.
And
Thank you, Jay.
Look for me.
Wait, who's Jeff?
and we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
End of session XP.
Should you play us first?
Yeah, play your first. Starless, what do you got for us for end of session XP?
You addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. I did help burrow through the wall and make a secret passageway of the chapel. Does that? So, yes.
Take an XP for that.
Take an XP for that. And that means I get to mark one of these hash marks anywhere I want. And I'm going to go prowess.
Great.
Okay. You expressed your beliefs, tribes, heritage, or background. I'm going to say the Iron Slonky conversation was a qualifier for that.
Yeah, I will be extremely surprised if anyone doesn't get that XP every time.
Okay, and I'm going to apply that to prowess too, because God knows I need some kind of skill in that area. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I did not do that.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Greta.
Bertie.
Bertie, you addressed a challenge with deception or influence. Influence or deception? I don't know.
I don't know about deception today. Influence?
No, didn't do any deception.
You gained assets, and you got your hats. But you haven't really.
That was
kind
a
of
challenge.
influential.
That was indulging.
Yeah.
Vice was getting had.
Yeah. I mean, I did. What do you mean by influence? I mean, I did help.
Did you convince anyone or
I
deceive
did
anyone?
definitely helped lubricate the situation with Durr.
Yeah.
Duh.
No,
No, that's French.
Duh.
How did you do that again?
Dirt.
I suggested that he wash his hands.
And he literally.
I don't. I don't think that counts. No, I don't think you did any of that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he put grease on his hands, but it didn't affect the situation much.
Oh, but you did make friends with a gutter bug.
That's true. You used influence on the gutter bug.
Did
Yeah,
influence on the gutter bug.
There we go.
Thank
yeah,
you.
you get the one there then.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Nada.
Okay. I'm gonna put that on prowess.
great.
Okay.
You can also put it in your playbook, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I will put my third one in the
Okay.
playbook. Okay. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yeah, you went hat buying.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I went pretty strong in that.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, almost no one is ever going to fail.
And then you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. I think I definitely. Oh no, I had to
You had to
double
buy
dip.
two hats.
I had to buy two hats.
Yeah.
You were struggling hard.
But was it a struggle or was it an indulgence shopping spree?
Mm, no, I think I couldn't stop.
Yeah, you had to
No.
go for the second one.
Yeah,
that seems
I
yours.
did.
To the degree that you did 3 downtime actions.
Yeah.
Struggle to stop.
Bertie bent the rules of the universe in order to indulge.
And I was really stressed out while I did it.
Yeah, so stressed. Okay.
And I did a very good job. That's what I did. I deceived you with my stress.
Yeah.
These stealth hats.
So my challenge was stealth or evasion. I didn't think I did any of that.
No, you're pretty upfront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you did have to stealthily sneak out of our lair.
Not really.
I don't know how.
I mean, if we wanted to.
Okay.
I did
I
actually.
tried.
I expressed a belief drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to protect my friends and not give any money away.
Yep.
Which brings me to I think I want to change my vice if that is okay. I want my vice to be that I want to mess with these gangs in a way that, not enough to overindulge, which would then be them retaliating. So I just want to bring them to the
Just
edge of
stir the
I
pot.
just want to stir that pot a
That's
little.
what you did in
Yeah.
solitary.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be
You're just kind of a prick.
yeah.
I mean, he likes to push boundaries.
To anyone who's not a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great friend.
So then you struggled with a vice. If we want to say we changed it, I didn't struggle with gossiping, which was my vice this time.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
So I'll just have one.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
I do like the antagonistic cove.
I do too.
Yeah, that's fun.
Dressed a challenge with tracking or violence. I trained on tracking, but I didn't necessarily approach challenge with it.
No.
Expressed your belief, drives, heritage, or background.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
The hot box in the treasure chest.
No, I kind of want to do that in real life.
Sneak into a church.
Yeah. Who's got a human-sized chest?
I do actually.
There we go.
Concerned.
3.
Struggled with issues from the vice or traumas. I mean, falling down the waterfall, thinking that I was dead, kind of that whole scene. Again, I don't know if I played that enough in the last session.
But does this specifically mean the vice that you've chosen, or does it just
Well,
mean?
Or is that your trauma?
Vice or traumas.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't think anyone
You
officially
don't have a
made
trauma yet.
Yeah.
Oh, an official trauma. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So one.
Your trauma isn't official.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Something really
No, it's
bad
fine.
has to happen.
Your trauma's developing.
I think
Yeah.
Table hand
that bit
sanitizer.
counts as expressing your drive and heritage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather
so I got
than
one.
struggling with a vice.
Okay.
Okay.
Smells great too.
That is a beautiful bird there.
Oh, yeah, that's my wax bird.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm going to do some proper doodles for you guys later.
Yay.
And,
Proper doodles.
We should probably have an
Official trauma, official
And our
doodles.
top tier Patreon supporters.
You get all our wax birds.
They're getting these doodles.
Anyone who gives us more than $0, you will have access to all of our sheets and all of our doodles.
guys, give us
Ventum
two.
with 0 TA.
Okay.
Let's see, what did I do? Address a challenge with violence or coercion. I think I did both to that rusted metal grate.
I was both violent with it and I coerced it.
Sure.
Yeah. And there was some coercion with the spectral underground.
Oh,
or at
for
least
sure.
I did
Yeah.
coercion.
Yeah, I don't know if I expressed beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think I was just a little shit this time.
I
You
mean,
totally did.
there was nothing that you did that was like, that's out of character for Finn. And that's really what I think that question is asking.
What
Like,
drove you to the police, the guardhouse?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Like,
that's my drive.
yeah.
But that's also your vice, is getting you in
Oh,
potential
sure,
trouble.
sure.
But it didn't. You didn't struggle with it, so
No.
it was playing into it today, and it might be struggling with it in the future.
Yeah, I found Birch Ball.
I mean, the idea of the struggling
Yeah,
with
we
it,
played catch.
Oh yeah, we played catch.
the idea of struggling with it would be, you're out on a mission, and the rest of your team are trying desperately to get the diamond out of the safe, and you're getting distracted by some hot Australian chick.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah, no, that's an easy one to play with. Yeah, I did not struggle from my vice or trauma. I think the only thing I really did was violently coerce open a rusted crate.
I mean, I think two.
I'll take two.
I think you did your background. Like, yeah.
I
mean,
was
I
fin.
re-
I finned it up.
I really feel like that's a gimme for everybody.
Just
here,
play it.
every time. Like
I
that's
smoked a lot of cigarettes.
Yeah.
like all of you played to your characters, so I feel like all of you get that XP.
Okay, so let's move on to crew XP now. At the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 or 2 if it occurred multiple times. Execute a successful operation. You didn't have an operation this time.
Yep.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
Yeah. Come on, we had to negotiate with an established gang.
I guess they're technically above your current station, but
Yeah.
was it really a challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, they demanded some payment.
You know what else
But I
is
mean,
above
you-
our station?
You
Per.
then just gave it to them. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure you struggle with that challenge so much as just gave in to it.
Well, we had to have a conversation.
We had to have a side.
I'm gonna give you one for that for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Have you developed a reputation as a crew?
I
Did
doubt
we
it.
develop a positive reputation with this fellow guy?
So that's the status.
Oh,
with
that's
it.
Yeah.
status.
Just like
Yeah.
if citizens or other gangs were to be like, oh, the Tangle Teasers, they are.
Oh no, we're pretty
Yeah, but
unknown.
it
Okay, I
So-
will say that Dick Scrapper knows us.
Doug,
I have a
you-
favorite is
Derek.
You mean Derek?
Dick.
And
It's-
per.
I wrote down Dick
It's not
Scrapper.
Derek, it's Derek. It's not Dick, it's Derek. How do you not get to just Derek?
He knows us.
The guy. Old D.
Derek
we're-
is not above your tier. Derek is not above your tier, that's for sure.
So okay,
Just one.
I don't think you've developed a new one. And then express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. I would give you that one.
Yeah.
So I think you have 2 there.
Yeah, I also feel like that one's just gonna be
2 crew XP.
Too cruel.
Great.
Yeah.
The two crew.
And I
That is
think-
too cruel.
Yeah.
Huh? Like cruel, like too
All right,
cruel.
give her another XP.
Cool. And that should be it.
Okay.
Yay.
And now, good night for reals. Such a long episode. Wow.
Well,
We really did it.
I'm so
I'm so tired.
Take your comfort, weary traveler, in the shadow of the Seven's Wall, where though magic may be gone, the tangle lives on in the echo of the leaf music's call.